Yeah, but you accounting, Cody. You're
And
busy.
we're live.
Hello.
Oh my gosh. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Brothers Grimm. Happy Wednesday.
Hi.
I'm very excited for this session. This is session 4. We have been doing this for 4 months now.
Wow.
Only one session a month, but you know.
Has it really been 4 months?
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
That's
Because
insane.
technically we started in like December. So
Yeah,
this
that's
is
probably-
Wow.
Session 4.
My pump
And we've got one more. Next month is our series finale. Well,
Amazing.
this arc of it anyway.
My pump side is leaking, so I'm gonna go deal with that diabetic situation.
Yeah, go deal with your
while you
diabetic
do
situation while
announcements.
we do.
I'm just gonna be just over here
Yeah.
putting needles in my body.
Yeah.
Enjoy that.
Perfect, Brad. Perfect. Okay. On that, I will jump into some quick announcements here. By quick, I mean I will go slowly so that Adam has enough time to deal with his pump site. As the world moves steadily forward, please, I would continue to encourage everyone to donate to reputable organizations to help refugees fleeing Ukraine, as well as fighting anti-trans legislation in Texas, as well as anti-gay legislation in Florida. Like, God dang it. Come on, world. Type !action to find links to all that good stuff. That will be updated again on Saturday as well, because bad things keep happening in the world, and we're here to encourage you to fight the good fight. Because when someone attacks the party, we all roll initiative.
Heck yeah.
A big thank you to our sponsors, Legend Craft, a nerdy woodworking company from Calgary. Check them out, and if anything tickles your fancy, enter the code Blackwater checkout for a discount. We're also proud to be sponsored by Sirenscape, because epic games require epic sound. We have 2 amazing partners. Also, the first step is Legend Keeper. This is the ultimate world building tool created by DMs for DMs. You can use it to create comprehensive wikis and atlases, to share specific pieces with your players with its private by default nature, allow real-time collaboration. There's no limits on storage. It's a beautiful and easy to use interface. There are a small group of creators from Canada and the US. There's a calendar and a timeline that's going to be coming out. My Lord Keeper heart is singing. Tim is starting to use Legend Keeper to as an ongoing tool for Blackwater planning, and unfortunately my laptop has decided to not be able to run OBS. So we're going to work on fixing those computer issues, and then we're going to do a world building stream. The second my computer decides to get itself together, we are going to do that. So there will not be a world building session this Friday. Apologies, but when the second my computer figures that out on a Friday, we will do it. Keep you posted. As well, our other partner is Kobold Press. We are excited to announce partnership with them. And we have started a brand new campaign. It kicked off last Sunday. Holy bananas. There is cosplay. There will be character art over the next week or 2, which is going to be very exciting. It is set in their Midgard setting in the Margrave. The campaign is called The Rotting Heart. It's an 8-week run with possible extension to 12 weeks if it is a successful campaign over there. People seem to be really liking it so far. So please come hang out with us every Sunday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time over at twitch.tv/Kobold Press. It's myself.
And watch Cody and I be brothers again, but this time we're bears.
The brothers bear, as well as myself as a piney, like tree person warlock, Brianna DeCoster as an Alcide druid, and Gordy Lucius as a minotaur gearforged fighter, which is an absolute treat. And then Adam and Cody as the brothers Vlad. 2 bears who one a paladin and one a sorcerer. Very, very fun.
I realize that in both things where we play brothers,
sorcerer,
one of us is a paladin and one of us is a sorcerer.
Highly charismatic.
Oh,
people.
again.
I love it.
Yeah, we just did the same thing but different. Same but different.
Very great. Love as always to our dice goddess Keisha. Check her out at fairydragon_dice. And our amazing campaign artist is Tiana Kovacevic. You can find her at Mr_Martian on Instagram. Both of their commissions are closed. I'm sorry. But stay tuned for when they open again. Keisha had a baby and Tiana's so busy with work. So stay tuned for when they open again. If you would like to get some of our art on your bod, we have a merch store. Type !merch to find a link to our Redbubble store, where you can find a bunch of designs on products like shirts and hoodies, as well as shower curtains and aprons and journals and hats and more. Our Discord is an amazing place. Type !Discord to find a link and come hang out. But while we're streaming, come hang out in here in Twitch chat, because that's where all the cool kids are. As well, big thank you to those of you who subscribe to us. Don't forget to re-up your subscriptions, as they don't roll over every month. You can sub with your Amazon Prime. You get like 1 free Twitch sub every month. And if you want to support our show, Oh, thank you. That's so nice for you and us. Thank you. We're also just really thankful to have you here week after week, showing up and telling your friends about the show. It's a delight. Thank you. Thank you. If you need to get caught up, you can head on over to YouTube. And if you don't follow us on YouTube, go ring the bell and do that. All of our stuff is up there, as well as the Brothers Grimm has its own little playlist. Our other campaigns, the Weird West, and of course our main campaign are up there too. Before I jump into our programming this week, Adam, what are you doing on your channel this week?
Oh man, big question. I think I was supposed to stream today, I realized, because it was a Wednesday and I just completely forgot. But on Friday, I might stream. I don't know. I'm playing loosey goosey. I am in the midst of talking to people about job, and so I've been distracted by that. So
amazing.
Apologies for
we
that.
Love that. We love that. Please go follow Adam on his channel. It's a very good time. Cody, are you streaming this week?
Yes, I'll be streaming Friday. Maybe banging my head against a wall as I'll be trying to take down probably an Elden Ring boss that I just haven't been able to.
Is it Niall? Is it Niall? Is it Commander Niall?
Yeah, I hate him.
He's so hard.
Amazing. I love that. Please go follow these two wonderful folks on their channels. And for our programming this week, we are back on Saturday, of course, with our main campaign, joined once more by the just delightful Jeremy Cobb, who has been our guest through the Fire Elemental Plane, reprising his role as our favorite cantankerous kobold druid ranger, Willwax Sniv. I love him so much. Jeremy is one of us now. He's an absolute treat and I adore him immensely. And then of course we're back on Sunday for our Margrave campaign over on Cold Gold Press. So lastly, whether you're new with us tonight or you've been with us for ages, thank you so much for your support, and we love you all immensely, and thank you for hanging out with us at our table. We hope you feel super welcome here. Cody, roll the friggin' clip. Let's play some D&D.
Okay. Woo! I will.
Roll the clip. Oh, what a treat. Okay. All right. So we are back. So on the last chapter of the Brothers Grimm, Luther, Linus, and Austin were investigating the reservoir around the town of Waterford when they were attacked by the Mire, a bestial tentacled creature that had risen up out of a pit from below the watershed. After a hasty banishment of the creature by Luther, Linus found themselves plummeting before being saved by the great beast as it returned him to the surface. Austin, as he flew down into the pit to investigate, was then bid with a warning. Find the vision before you up the Brack. 2 more before your lost one comes home. They then returned to Waterford to find Dolores, had a quick cat nap where they were all visited by the same dream of Lewis Carroll pulling 3 creatures from the universe of the great beast through to this realm and potentially placing one of those in the body of Dolores herself. As we return, we find them exploring Dolores' house as they enter the tower, where they see Dolores held aloft as she clutches the back of her head, and she is crying, tears of blood and black ichor. She's floating in the center of the room, and she is like racking sobs on her body as tears fall down her face. She just goes, "Please don't save yourselves. I tried to keep it in for so long. Something's changed. I can't He did this. He did this. It looks as if she is exerting every ounce of her willpower to prevent what she fears is going to happen next. What would you like to do?
Hey, Dolores. Hey. Things are kind of crazy.
She doesn't open her eyes, but as she turns towards you, you have that sensation again of both seeing her, seeing each other, and seeing yourselves from different vantage points around the room. You also can see into her hands. You see darkness. It is an overwhelming feeling, as if it's too many points of vision coming into your head.
So how are
yeah. Let's see. I'll have everyone roll a Constitution saving throw. Please, ready to puke yourself.
No, that's not what I wanted.
I understand. Absolutely. You guys get +5.
Oh
wait,
right.
No, maybe you don't. I don't know.
Yeah, you do get a +5 for those.
Okay.
Well, not
so
good.
it's a +13 for me, so a 23.
Yeah, that's fine.
10.
14.
Okay.
I love that I established that I vomited. I almost called myself Wyatt. That's a different character. I vomited, and then everyone else vomits instead.
Yeah, Luther
What's
vomits.
Yours?
Nice.
What's yours, Luther? 10. I will say that is enough. It's not it's not like as if you're in motion. It's not motion sickness. It's just like a sense of like kind of motion parallax as your brain is trying to really comprehend what is happening.
Too many eyes.
Too many eyes. So Dolores goes,
we don't have to do this. You can
fight
it.
I don't want this to happen. I really don't. Please, just go. Just save yourself.
Is this Lewis?
As you say
why'd you say his name?
We are going to go into a modified initiative.
Oh no!
Oh no! I'm so sorry, friend.
So there are a certain number of rounds that are going to pass. Things will happen after certain numbers of rounds, and you get to decide as a collective what you would like to do on that round. This may prompt Dolores to make saves of some description to try and prevent what she is worried is going to happen. If she fails, things may happen also. Things may get progressive. I would prompt you as your friendly neighborhood DM. Things will get worse with inaction. So I'm not necessarily encouraging you towards violence. I'm encouraging you that there is potentially a way out of this non-violently. But what would you like to do?
I'm just gonna tap into my calming abilities. Being like a nurse in a very chaotic situation, I'm gonna just sort of, Dolores, sweetie, you've been so good to us and so kind, and I just can you try a little deep breathing, a little bit of
breathing? Do you think that's gonna help?
I think if we calm our bodies down and just take some deep breaths and you're okay. Ready? What?
Okay. I will allow you to make what type of check would you like to make to try and encourage Dolores to breathe deeply and calm herself?
I would say probably maybe like persuasion or insight.
I would say, let's go for the persuasion. Why don't you make a persuasion check for me?
Okay. Don't do me dirty dice. Do. Hey, that's a natural 20 for 29.
All right.
Oh, shit.
So I will have you see as you encourage her to breathe deeply. She takes a moment while still grabbing her eyes are still closed, and she puts a hand kind of where her diaphragm is, and she takes a couple deep breaths. You see her steady herself for a moment, and I'm going to have her roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
And because you rolled a natural 20, I'm going to say that she rolls it at advantage.
Yeah.
Okay. That is going to be a That is just enough with what she rolled. You needed that advantage for sure. You rolled a natural. There was a natural 1 and a 16 plus her bonus. So you watch as Dolores manages to calm herself, and she seems to have steeled herself for a moment. As you stand there kind of in the quiet, you see her body start to rack again, and her back seems to arch in kind of an unnatural way as she clutches her head again. So that is your first success, which is good.
Are we acting as like a unit? Like, you
can act as a unit. Yeah, you can either do something together or you can do something independently. Just let me know when. There is a certain number of successes you require. But after, yeah.
I would like to do something that will hopefully help the others, but it isn't going to like directly affect.
Okay.
So
what would you like to do?
I'm going to be like, in the wise words of Martin Luther King Jr., we must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. And I'm going to go and try to cast Beacon of Hope because I remember being able to do that, but I'm not sure I can do it right now.
Okay. Also, thank you so much, Epic Fumbles, for the raid. Thank you so much. Welcome
Fumbles.
in. Welcome in, wonderful people.
Welcome in, raiders.
So you want to cast Beacon of Hope. Okay.
I want to try.
I am going to have you roll, and you don't have your magic right now. There was been nothing.
Yes, that is correct.
Your magic. You're going to have to roll me a Arcana check, please.
Ooh, that's a 19. It's 17 plus 2, 19.
Okay. Yeah, I will say that you managed to kind of push with this spell. You push through that barrier, and I will allow Beacon of Hope to go off.
Cool. I would like to include Dolores as one of the targets. Choose any number of creatures within range, which is my brothers and Dolores. For the duration, each target has advantage on wisdom saving throws and death saving throws and regains the maximum amount of hit points possible from any healing because they are bestowed with hope and vitality.
She's bestowed. So advantage on wisdom saving throws, you said?
Advantage on wisdom saving throws.
That is very, very helpful for all of you. As this kind of energy washes over, you see like the tenseness of her muscles relax for a moment. And it is as if that you see that it is working on her, that she is under the effects of it. Is there anything that you folks would like to do before a one round passes?
Luther hit her with a 1-2 punch. I got her hope up. Like, hit wisdom.
Dolores, why don't you listen? We can stop all this and go to the diner, right? You can talk over some pie and coffee. Is that what you want?
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
We can talk about how you knew our dad, apparently.
Your dad?
Yeah, our dad.
He was such a good man. He was such a good man.
Oh no.
I don't want to hurt him.
Oh.
I don't want to hurt any of you.
Well, you can't hurt him. He's gone.
Our dad is dead, so pretty immune to hurt.
What check would you like to make to try and for yourself, Luther, to try and influence her?
I wanted to be persuasion, but I don't think it was very persuasive. I don't know. I am holding a gun. Intimidation?
Okay.
I'm not pointing it. I'm not pointing it at her.
She hasn't seen the gun yet because her eyes are closed.
Okay, good.
Her eyes are closed.
Okay, good.
You don't know whether she's under the same like feeling that you are, that sense of seeing and being seen as well. I'll allow you to roll a persuasion check for her, but I will say as you keep trying to persuade her, it will get harder.
It'll get higher.
And harder.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
So you can roll a persuasion check, and that will influence her wisdom save.
23.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. That definitely, you see the words kind of wash over her as it is almost like she steals herself again as you watch the kind of her head move around and your vision, all of your visions in your brain kind of shift and boggle as well as her head moves. So she rolled a 2 and a 3.
Oh no!
Which is not enough for
I
her
didn't.
save.
I'm just kidding.
So, and that is a failure by over 10.
Wait.
Of the
If
DC.
it's available, wait. I have a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a thing.
You don't have a thing. Okay.
It's only if I fail a saving throw. I thought it was if someone else fails a saving throw.
Wait, does she get my plus by chance?
Would you like her to get your plus?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a +5.
So that
fail, but less than 10?
She
Maybe
failed, yeah, but it's less than 10 now. Is her so as her body twists and contorts again, you see that it didn't quite catch as much as you wanted it to. And as you say this, you watch as her head cricks to the side, and you watch her grab the back of her head. She is holding something for dear life on the back of her head. You don't see anything yet, but she is holding the back of her head. And that counts as one failure.
Okay. Dolores, we want to help. Can I get close to you? I might be able to help.
Please, I don't want to hurt you, Luther. I've never wanted to hurt you. I need you to know that. I've never wanted you to hurt you.
You can't. It'll be fine. You can't hurt us. We'll be okay.
So she drifts down and stands, her eyes still closed, head in her hands, facing you.
Okay. Can I try to get a side look? Can I?
You want to look at the back of her head?
Yeah. Where she was gripping. Can I try to get a look at that?
Do you move her hand?
Her hand? No. I'm not going to touch her.
Okay. So she is holding the back of her head.
Uh-huh.
And you can see that there seems to be a parting.
Okay.
Of her skin. There is a little bit of blood, but whatever she is covering, there's no hair on top of it per se. She's trying very, very hard to keep it encased.
Okay, Dolores,
she still has all of her wits about her.
There's something on the back of your head. My brother is a medical professional. Linus, can you take a look at this, please?
Yeah. Of course, don't worry.
You're gonna be okay.
Mm-hmm. I've seen much worse. I'm sure. Don't worry about it. And I'm just gonna try and be as reassuring and calm and cool and collect. I'm gonna just really tap deep into ER nurse time.
Yeah, we love an ER nurse. I love ER nurses. They're great.
They come in and they're just oh yeah, it's fine. Bedside manner, 10 out of 10. And I'm gonna sort of just circle around.
Yep.
Can I touch you?
Just be careful. Just
don't.
I don't want to hurt you, Linus.
You won't hurt me. You won't hurt me, honey. It's okay.
You don't know that. You don't know. I don't know that.
It's gonna be just fine. One time I had a patient in the ER, and as I'm reaching forward to touch her, I'm gonna tell her a story about how some teenager punched me in the face or something. And he punched me in the face because he didn't want me to touch him, and I had to touch him anyway. So don't even worry about it. And I'm gonna really, really gently move her hand away.
You move her hand away? Okay.
Yeah. This is the right decision.
I'm going to issue a mild trigger warning for anyone who has problems with body horror. I will wave my hand twice like this when you can come back. So mute the stream for yourself if you have a problem with body horror.
Cool. I'm just gonna.
You can if you want.
Go, I'm just gonna leave.
BRB.
No.
So you move her hand away, and you see a very thin membrane. Is the only way I can you were expecting to see skull or brain tissue. You do not see that. Under the membrane, I can only say that you see an eyeball It is probably about the size of like a cantaloupe.
Hey, Linus, you're not an optometrist.
And it is yellow with a black slit of a pupil.
Oh,
and it focuses and trains on you.
Is it second you? So it's like a almost like a cat, like a slit for a pupil instead of like
goat eye.
Not goat per se. It's not square and sideways. It is vertical.
Okay.
Yeah, and it is yellow and orange.
I'm
gonna wave my hand twice. You can come back now if you're
Linus. I'm gonna try something to like distract her while you figure that out.
Sure.
And hey Dolores.
Yes.
You know our dad and so when I was little, I was pretty fast paced as a kid, and I'd hurt myself a lot. And when I'd kind of skinned a knee or something, my dad would sing me this song, and it always really helped. So I'm gonna sing it for you. All right, Dolores.
Okay.
Okay. When you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I will dry them all. I'm gonna just start singing "Bridge Over Troubled Water" and just like kind of like
Adam,
put my hands on her.
That song. It's in my heart. You're such a wonderful singer. So as you sing, and you said that your dad used to sing that to you.
Yeah, right? Yeah. That was what
you see something twinge in her smile, even though there is intense pain. You see a small corner of her mouth twinge up into a smile, and as the eye looks at you, Linus, it seems to retreat slightly. So I will let you roll a I want to say like a distraction check, but I don't know what stat that is. So I'll let you roll a performance check. That sounds great.
Sick one.
So while he's singing, while he started talking, I had like gestured Luther over, and basically just mimicked like big eyed.
Can I?
And let's resolve the let's resolve that check first, because that may depend on what happens next. Because that'll affect.
Am I allowed to use my features and traits as a sorcerer? Because I have a thing that I can re-roll an ability check.
Yeah, do it.
Sick, because that natural one was not good.
Sure, you can do that.
Hell yeah, that's a flirty 20.
A flirty 20. Okay. So I will say that she is quite calmed by that performance from you. So she will roll this wisdom check with advantage, and that will give her a certain bonus as well.
Cool.
Okay. Plus, that is enough. So you have 2 successes. And you see her, she then, once you stop singing, Austin she doesn't look, she kind of, she knows that you're there, Linus. It's bad, isn't it?
I've seen much worse.
Roll me a deception check.
I want to do that.
As soon as her hand comes down, I'm going to take it and just like,
I'll just going to go through that deception check at advantage.
I'm just going to go through the repertoire of dad songs, and I'm just going to sing. Like, we're going to get into the Eagles. Like,
Thank God for advantage. 23.
Okay. So I would say that with her, she has whatever is inside of Dolores has given her quite profound capabilities with both her fortitude and mental acumen, as well as charisma and wisdom. So she knows that you're lying, but she is not bothered by it. She appreciates she pats your hand. I know it's bad. There has been times in the past where it's been whatever he put there. I've just been holding it for so long, and I was just hoping it would just go away.
Have you not talked to anybody about this?
No. How could I?
Sweetheart.
Her eyes are still in her hands.
How
could I? What would I say?
Talk to us about it then.
Yeah.
Could be cathartic.
Yeah, we're here for you, Dolores.
Do you want us to do you want like a chair, or do you want to go lay down in your bed maybe?
I don't think
Dolores, as far as I'm concerned, your family. You knew our dad.
Yeah.
There's so much more to the story that I want to tell you, but I'm afraid that if I start talking, I will lose my control, and this thing, whatever it is, will come out. I don't want that.
The more calm that you are, and the more that you just stay focused on so when the singing was happening, it seemed like it helped get things better and make you calmer. So would expressing your emotions make you feel calmer?
Austin, you sound like your dad when you sing.
Aw.
Yeah, I'm really good,
He
eh?
does.
You are.
He should have been famous for that on YouTube instead of whatever he does now.
You don't watch my channel?
Is there something that you would like to do to try and, other than just persuade her, is there something that you would like to do with Dolores here?
Yeah, I'm gonna reach into my coat.
Yeah.
I feel like Luther would carry one of his dad's like handkerchiefs.
Okay.
Just as sort of like a I don't know, not memorial, just something by him.
A token.
A token, yeah, just something kept on, probably not really used, but you know, his dad carried one, and being the oldest, he wants it to kind of be just like his dad. Dolores, if you let us, we can help you, and I want to try to like clean some of the blood off the wound, and in doing that, can I use cleansing touch?
Ooh, I like this. Please tell me what cleansing touch does. Jog my memory.
You can use your action to end one spell on yourself or on a willing creature you touch. I can do that 5 times.
Amazing. I will let you do that. Yeah. What does it look like when you're cleansing? When you use, like, how do you do that?
I think I would take the handkerchief out of my jacket and I would fold it into like 2 squares, just a little bit smaller, and I would slowly dress the outside of the wound with it, with the monogram up so I can see it. And I'll probably just if it works, I would hope some golden light or energy would flow to it.
Roll me just a charisma check.
Let's go, Cody. You got this. I believe in you.
Believe. Guidance.
Okay, not bad. 16.
Okay, so you gently start to clean and wipe off the wound on the back of her head, and you hear a wincing, and it is painful, the tenderness of what happened, and it seems to help. So I'm going to have her roll this wisdom save, again with advantage because of Beacon of Hope, and it will add a certain bonus. However, we have been doing this for a while, so we will see. There is another roll that I will be making to. She has your +5, okay, to see if something else happens.
I'm on your side.
Hey.
Ooh, when time get tough.
So that is with the advantage roll, the natural 20. So that counts as 2 successes.
Yeah.
However,
there
has been 5 rounds. 5 checks have been made that have passed. So now I roll a D100.
Oh no.
50% chance of something happening because we have been to 5 rounds.
And friends just can't be found.
Top or bottom?
Top.
Oh.
Top is good. Top is good. Come on.
Top is good. Okay.
Top is good.
That's a 35.
Shit, no. I'm sorry, friends.
No. So,
I mean, sorry, top was bad. That's what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah, we said we meant bottom. Yeah, it was.
So There is a moment where it looks like Dolores's body softens, where she is calm for a moment. And then you watch Luther as you're right there. It is almost as if whatever is inside her manipulates that moment and steals that calmness, steals that letting her guard down for a moment. In front of you, the eye pushes right through the membrane.
Oh.
Apologies. And you watch as it...
Body horror warning.
Body horror warning.
We'll wave twice to bring you back.
Yes, wave twice to bring you back. You watch as a stalk pulls out of her head, and an eyeball is at the end of this stalk.
Nope.
And we are now essentially going to roll initiative. So you will still be attempting to do this, but you now have something else in the fray.
Gross.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've already figured out what Austin's gonna do.
That's great.
Oh no.
Awesome.
And I am going to roll for what this stock is. I'm just going to roll for what it is.
Okay.
That's not ominous in the slightest.
That's terrifying.
No, it's good. Yeah, it's great. That's good.
No.
No? Okay. We'll just stop the stream right now. We'll stop the stream right now.
Clicked in my brain, and
I mean,
okay, please don't stop the stream. I love you.
Everyone's still alive if we just end it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why
I'm confused.
That's why I don't finish books or TV shows.
I was eating pepperoni and I feel like I missed the
no, I was joking that Pond was saying that we should just end the stream right now so that this doesn't happen.
Oh, cool.
If you never finish the show, it's still on in your brain.
There's so many shows that I've stopped right in the middle of because of that. I'm like, I know that you got canceled in your third season, so I have 2 episodes left.
What is all of yours initiatives?
Marco
please?
Polo.
We will still be acting. You'll essentially be acting as a group on this one. So a 6, okay. 16.
3.
Okay, so that is a 27 divided by 3 is 9. Okay, you still act before this, whatever it is, as it does act independently of Dolores.
Love that.
So, I will roll for Dolores as well.
Can I?
Okay.
Oh, maybe not.
No, go ahead. What would you like to do?
I was gonna say I don't know if Dolores has seen it yet, but I'm reading my features. I have a thing called Aura of Courage. While I'm conscious, you and a friendly creature within 10 feet can't be frightened. Can I use that on Dolores so she can't be frightened of the thing that popped out of her head?
Absolutely, you can.
Sweet.
If there's any.
Oh, yuck! But it's fine.
Everything's fine.
Oh, hey, Tom's here.
Sweet. Okay, cool. So this thing has popped out of her. Oh yeah, you can come back now. This thing has popped out of her head and sits kind of floating next to her. It regards all 3 of you, and it is so strange and so mind-boggling because not only are you seeing through the eyes of each other as human people, you see through that eye as well.
Oh.
Don't like that.
What would you like to do?
Who's just like any
it's
of
you
us?
as a group, yeah.
I apologize to my fellow players as Adam for doing this, but this is like 100% what Austin would do. Yeah. I was like what the fuck? And out of my pocket, I get my keychain mace and I spray it.
Okay.
Right in its eyeball. Right in the big eyeball. I spray a little canister of mace. Okay. And right in its fucking dome.
All right. I'm going to have it roll a Constitution saving throw.
Sick.
It's going to need Visine.
Okay. Constitution saving throw.
Get some milk for the eye.
I'm trying to think of what is the DC of mace.
Great question.
That's just
do you want to use my spell save DC?
What's your spell save DC?
18.
Then that is a failure. So you watch as the mace hits the eye and it's and it just like the skin from the stalk seems to close around it and it starts twitching. I will say that has disabled this eye for 1 round.
Hell yeah.
Love that.
Okay. I was really worried that was going to backfire and like kill Dolores or
It is
something.
immune to being blinded, as it does have true sight.
That makes sense.
So it knows you're there.
But it is one big eyeball filled with pepper spray.
Whatever it is, whatever it could have done this round, it will not do. So you have an opportunity to potentially help Dolores a bit more before anything worse happens.
Linus, what if we just excise?
I don't think that's gonna. I think that's gonna hurt more than help.
Okay, I trust you, nurse.
Can I like with Linus? Can we make like a dual medicine check or something? Because we're both kind of back there.
Yeah.
To see if like the roots are deep enough to the point of like, is this a yank? Is this a cut?
Okay. I'll have you both make a medicine check.
Which dice do I want to use? Okay.
Okay. 15.
Okay. Not bad. 22.
Okay. So with your combined medicine check, I will say that you do not see a root that could be pulled out. And you have the sense that this is not the only one.
Yeah. I would like to try something. I know we don't have full access to our magics.
Not yet, potentially, but I will potentially let you do what you want to do.
So Linus has been slowly putting together that they believe that their dad's not dead.
Yes.
Regardless of everyone else's opinion on the matter, Linus is like as hopeful. Could Linus, I guess, sort of pray to their dad wherever he may be, to ask for guidance or help with saving Dolores and utilize divine intervention and just really hope that it works?
Ooh.
Yo.
I will say that while I love the flavor of using divine intervention, I want you to be able to, I as a cool DM, chat, I am a cool DM.
You are a cool DM.
I want you to be able to potentially have more than 16% of success. I will let you roll you can absolutely offer a prayer or call out to your dad, whatever that is. We'll do that after this. But I will let you roll a religion check.
Ooh, okay. Cool.
Church of Dad.
Church of Dad, baby.
Dad divine intervention.
Oh, I love it. Well done.
So that is a 14. 19.
What do you say?
So I just sort of like say, and I think it would be very mumbled because I'm a little like, I know my brothers are going to give me shit and I don't want to hurt them if I'm wrong either. Like, so I would just sort of be like, okay, Dad, if you've I feel like you've helped us before, and Dolores doesn't deserve, she deserves better. There's a fucking eye, Dad. I don't want her to die, and I don't know how to fix this. Is there anything, just anything to help? Please. And then I'll just sort of like,
it takes a moment, but you hear the dulceted, warm voice of your father in your head that you have not heard in over a year. Linus, you three are the only ones who can save her. Do what I can't right now. You can't cut it out.
okay.
She will need to push it out.
No. Got it.
Linus, what do we do? We just shove it back in? Do we shove it back in?
I don't necessarily know if that means physically push it out or exert enough will.
Yeah. My brain immediately goes like Linus's brain immediately is like birth this thing from the body horror.
Headbutt.
Push it out. But then I think Linus takes a deep breath and is like, okay, I think it might be like, you know, like a will thing. So I'm gonna look at my brothers and be like, we have to help her get it out of her. She's got to do it, but we've got to help.
Well, how do we weaken it?
The mace seemed to help quite a bit, but I think a lot of this is just dang. I think a lot of this is just encouragement and just, Dolores, you are such a strong, incredible woman. You have kept this thing inside for so long, and I think that it's time that you let it go. It's not your responsibility to hold back anymore.
Okay. As you say this, I am going to say that is Broderick strong? Is he a strong lad? Okay.
I would say on a scale of 1 to 20, he's about a 15.
Okay, that's decent.
That's good.
I will say that you can roll an intimidation check. I would say this is a sense of like you are coaching her to try and like push it, will it out of herself. You can roll intimidation using either strength or charisma. Your choice.
Cool. We
Can
will
I
definitely
assist in any way?
Are you proficient in either intimidation or?
I will check. I believe I am. Oh shoot, not intimidation. Only persuasion. Nope.
Okay, so you're not proficient in intimidation. Okay, so
is it just intimidation we need to be proficient in?
Just intimidation.
Okay.
Yeah, because you've used a lot of persuasion already.
Yeah, makes sense.
I'll say you can roll either intimidation with strength or charisma.
We're gonna go intimidation with charisma.
Was it daytime outside?
It was like 7 o'clock at night.
Okay, so probably dark now.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's 13.
Okay. So she will still roll her save at advantage.
+5.
Speaking of hope.
Speaking of hope.
Okay. So with that advantage.
And Luther's +5.
And Luther's +5. That was a natural 20. So that is another 2 successes for you.
Isn't that her second natural 20 of the night, Dolores?
It is. Yeah. So you watch as hearing your coaching and that like strong, silent, just strength from you, she reaches up and she grabs onto the eye stalk.
Body horror.
I know, I'm sorry. We're all about body horror this evening. I very much apologize. But it's me, horror. And
if you really don't like body horror, why don't you just watch this on mute and really enjoy our facial expressions?
Yeah. Someone said in chat, I do horror very well, and that is the biggest compliment you could pay me. Thank you so much.
True.
So she grabs onto the eye stalk and she yanks it down. And she points it behind. She points the eye behind her. She has one hand. Her eyes are still closed. And she has one hand still over her eye like this. And she goes, I can do this. I know I can do this. And so because that eye both is maced and looks behind it, it is its turn, technically. And you watch as the eye starts to writhe. And you get this prickling feeling on the back of your neck as if that eye is trying to do something, trying desperately to do something. It knows the three of you are there. It knows Dolores is there, but you feel this sense that it tries to push itself inside your brain, but because of Dolores's strength, she is able to wrangle it, per se, for that round.
Is it no longer attached to her?
No, it's still attached to her, but she has just aimed it farther. Behind her.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's not aimed at you. Yes.
I don't want to attack it until it's out.
You feel, though, as if she looks like she is gaining strength. Like she's on the up and up at this point. You have 6 successes and 1 failure.
Oh, yeah.
Dolores. Lewis is gone. We took care of that. He's gone for good, but he took power from you, and that isn't okay.
What?
And you can still take it back.
He's gone?
He's gone.
As you say that, her eyes open and they look at you. He's gone.
He can't hurt you anymore. He's gone. Take your power back. Reclaim it.
He can't hurt me anymore.
Yeah.
He can't hurt me anymore. I am going to have you, oh my God, roll me I will allow you with that information passed to her to roll me a persuasion check with advantage.
I'm good at these with advantage. Cool, because that was another natural one.
No.
I'm apparently not good at these. Different dice. That's a 25.
Okay, so she will roll her check with advantage. Luther's +5 plus the bonuses that you've got there.
Luther's +5 coming in clutch.
Okay. With the knowledge that Lewis, a man who so evidently tormented her, simply in the way that you know he was and what he may have done to her, you see this glowing light start at her feet, and it moves up her body, arcing her back forward. And as she holds on to the eye stalk behind her, she throws her head up and she begins to yell. It is a primal, deep yell. It doesn't sound quite human as her hand, body horror again, pulls down with the eye stalk, pulling backward. She is pulling with her whole life.
Luther is also yelling right along with her.
She is yanking. And in a moment that you all are standing there watching her do this, the light shimmers up and manages to hit her head. And her body begins to writhe as you see the vision separated from her, almost tumble out of the back of her head. And you see its true form as she falls to the floor. The vision separating finally and floating, held aloft where she was above. You see one large orange and yellow eye in the center of its face, around a mouth of yellow teeth with scaly flesh marred with purple and black veins going up, and acidic saliva dripping off a kind of lolling tongue that comes out. 12 stalks rise from its head, each seeming to be suspended and held aloft in this power, almost paralyzed, incapacitated. It is well aware of what is happening.
Austin just screams, "Fucking shoot it!"
I cast gun.
Cast gun. Do you fire the gun on it?
Yeah.
As you fire the gun on it, you watch as the bullet, the sound just echoing through the chamber, ricochets off of a shield, seemingly like a force field. It bounces off and you hear it clink to the floor.
Oh, okay.
This creature is held aloft Dolores looks at you and she goes, he took it from somewhere. You have to put it back. Put it back. How do we put it back?
Oh, we'll put it somewhere.
God.
And it seems like
I've got a brand,
right now,
don't I?
You do have the brand on the inside of your wrist, right?
I place the brand on the force field.
Okay.
And I'm like, send it back.
Okay. Roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, dear God, not dear God. I thought you just were starting to pray.
Dear God, not dear God. All right, that plus 13. Fucking natural 20, so a 33.
Hey, love that. So as you place the brand on the edge of the force field, it is as if your body is on fire. It is searing pain down your arm as you watch as the energy glows from your wrist, rippling almost like lightning around this giant field that is encased the vision. And as you make the call, send it back, you hear that ripping sound again coming from behind you, as almost in an instant, you are all frozen in your position as a hand reaches forward, snaking between you, almost holding the vision in this sphere like a ball and pulling it back, pulling it. You're watching this happen as the vision passes behind you, knowing that that is the hand of the beast pulling back. You feel your bodies regain their sense of semblance to themselves, but the rift is still open behind you.
I look at my brothers, okay. Hey, okay. Feeling small. Push down to the ground.
The rift is still open behind you. You look at it?
Yeah.
I would.
I would, yeah.
I don't. I'm unconscious. I've made that choice.
You've made the choice. Your brain is like, I don't need to.
He just shit out a fucking
Well,
god.
you're the only one who saw the thing last time, right? No.
True.
Linus? No.
No, that's me, because that's why I have
you,
the brand.
because you got thrown in the back of the seat. Yeah.
I was on the roof.
I've seen it, though, because it saved my life when I fell into the never-ending hole.
Yeah, you recognize the hand.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I was in that hand.
As you turn around, it is almost as if when you look through this rift, these tears in the fabric of your reality, it is as if you are standing on the edge of a cliff looking off into the distance, a landscape in front of you that is gray, desolate. There are barren trees, lakes and rivers long dried up on the ground. And you see in the distance, simply from perspective wise, sheerly because of how large the great beast is, its hand retracts and you watch it as it pulls the vision forward. It regards it as it did you, the van, when you had it in your hand. Its eyes glow, and the force field, the shield around the vision fades. You hear the scream come through the rift, and the beast pops it.
Whoa.
Stamps its foot down on the ground.
There is but one more.
As you hear a stitching sound as the rift closes behind you. Dolores is crouched down on the floor.
Linus vomits.
I like how you all have instituted your own vomit checks. That's a sign to me that I've won as DMing. That you have. I have won.
You won D&D. We all threw
my
up.
players are deciding when their characters vomit for themselves rather than me. This is collaborative storytelling, everyone.
Really, at its finest. I rolled a 7. He just turns and just like, as soon as he pops the eye, he herks onto the ground.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at Austin and see that he's just passed out and is fine. Yeah, no, he's fine. I'm gonna run over to Dolores and see how she's doing.
Is it gone?
It's done.
Oh, thank God.
You won't have to worry about that. You won't have to worry about anything anymore.
What was it? What was that?
I couldn't tell you. Pure evil's what it looked like to me.
It's been in there for 35 years. 35 years I have been dealing with that inside my head, and I am so grateful that it is gone. Thank you. Thank you.
Can we get you some pie?
Pie?
Yeah.
Or like a hug?
And as you say pie and coffee, it is almost as if something in her seems to, that sense of hospitality that you saw in the Dolores before kind of clicks on. Pie, coffee. Yeah, that might be nice. Should we go downstairs?
Yeah.
I don't want to be in this room
downstairs.
anymore.
I'll go over to Austin and try to wake him up.
I got him. I'm like,
Okay.
like wipe my mouth, and I'm like, I got it. Okay. You take her downstairs.
I'll take Dolores downstairs. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So all of you bring Dolores downstairs.
Slap the shit out of Austin, but I just
just
smack him super hard, and then when he wakes up, I'm like,
I didn't pee. Okay, cool.
Did you ask? Oh, that was what you asked.
So I'm assuming you all go downstairs.
mm-hmm.
I still
That
don't think I want
sense-
to eat the food.
That sense of seeing and being seen is gone, completely gone.
Good.
As you walk downstairs, it is as if the same thing that you saw with the watershed after you killed the mire. It is as if the shadows tend to lighten. There is less darkness. There is more light seems to permeate this upper region of the house. As you take Dolores downstairs, the walls don't look as covered with blood and ichor as they did before. The pictures have righted themselves. The picture of your father is still shattered on the ground where it lay. But the house does not look as, for lack of better words, horrific as it did before. It seems that something had played with the way that you saw things. The vision, you assume. As you go downstairs and Dolores is standing in her kitchen, wiping the blood off of her face.
Can I pilfer for like a bathroom so I can get her like a rag to clean up her face?
You do so. You find
a nice warm little wash rag, and I just bring it to her.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
She wipes herself off, breathing heavily, and she puts the kettle on and takes a moment. She feels the back of her head, and it is as if nothing happened. There is no space.
Can I just sort of guide her shoulders towards her dining room table and have her sit down?
Yeah, you do so. She lets you. She sits.
You said we'll make you some tea. This was your ordeal, honey. That was 35 years. Could you see everything like that? The whole, you know what? You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to.
No, I should talk about it. You're right. What you said was right. I should talk about it. I think that's what happens when you live in fear of someone when you're scared every moment you're around them, that even when they're not in the same town as you, you worry about what they're going to do to you.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know he was dead.
Luther cut his head off.
It was really
what?
neat.
Metaphorically, I gave him a real talking to. Yeah, he just before he died, he passed of
I'm
natural
gonna have her
causes.
roll an insight.
I'm gonna turn away and start like pilfering through the cabinets for tea. So
You
my face gives
absolutely
nothing
find some
away.
tea. You find tea, biscuits. It's a quite well-stocked country kitchen. She seems to believe you, Luther, about she doesn't read too much into it. At this point, she doesn't need to.
I'm gonna sit down with the picture of Dad, and I'm gonna like puzzle piece the glass shards together, and then just like kind of in a pattern run my finger over the cracks over and over again, just trying to cast mending, just like desperately trying to like fix this photo.
I'll let you do that as you're talking to her, and we can resolve that after you've talked to her to see if it worked.
Cool beans.
Yeah. She, as you put the tea down in front of her, do you all have tea?
Yeah.
I do not drink the water from this town.
I would probably like have forgotten it. I'm just like,
Okay,
I've been thinking about pie and coffee and like tea since I got into this place, and it's been real hard to not eat or drink like diner food.
Sounds good. So you have a cup of tea. You do not have to roll a Constitution saving throw. The water is boiled.
Oh, that makes sense.
Ooh.
So you watch as Luther sips a cup of tea. No problem. He seems fine. The pie as well. Yeah. You eat it. It is delicious.
It's fine. What are you guys even worried about?
I'll make myself some tea as soon as he's fine. I'm like, oh, tea's great.
She looks at you, and it is as if there is almost two Doloreses that you see. You see this strong woman who has endured so much, and there is also a meekness to her and a sense of shame. You can see it written all over her face, and she's not trying to hide it. She can't. I suppose I should come clean, I guess.
Welcome on in, DAD Network. We appreciate
Thank you, Dad. Thank you so much. Welcome in.
Well, Dolores, you talk about whatever you want. I can't imagine what it's like being a prisoner in not only your home but your own body for that many years. So if there's anything you'd like to say, you can. But if there's anything you don't have to.
I just want to start off that Lewis was an asymmetrical dingus, that we've established that multiple times.
Such a dingus.
Yeah.
Such a dweeb.
Even less symmetrical in death.
I did have a bit of a sad walk to him.
He was a weirdo.
I didn't seem to pay much mind to it. But
such a dragon.
I suppose I should kind of start at the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but I knew your dad when he was a younger man, when I was a younger woman.
Were you like involved? Because you're both very attractive people, and I could see that happening. That makes sense to me.
You have the charm of your dad.
I throw a cookie at him.
Wait. Okay. Don't catch it.
You don't catch it.
No, it hits me square in my eye.
She goes. Yes, cookies on the floor are the least of my worries right now. Your dad came to Waterford when we were both in our early 20s to write a guidebook about the town. My parents hired him. So we would have something for the Sleepy Elm to give out. We became fast friends. We both liked the quiet, and your dad knew so much about the stars, and in the wilderness he would take me birding and something to do, and I knew so much about the town because of my parents. I don't know if it ever really clicked for either of us, but maybe in another life, maybe. There's a wistful look. Obviously, some feelings were shared, but it never developed into anything. And then Lewis came into town. He came for a writer's retreat one town over, and he was curious about Waterford. He said it he could feel something in the ground that drew him here. He was always a bit of a wistful sort and writers, I suppose.
Did Lewis and our dad ever talk?
He did more than that. Your dad hated him.
Oh, okay. I went the other way. Okay. Yeah. That makes more sense, though.
I make direct eye contact with Austin, and I'm like,
right? That's where I thought that was going. I thought Dad created Lewis.
What do you mean?
Fuck, that's a can of worms that
you really probably shouldn't have said out loud, huh?
Yeah, no, I sometimes think out loud. But Dolores just gave birth to a head demon, so I feel like maybe of all the people in the world, Dolores will understand.
You know what? That's a fair point.
Lewis was a dragon.
He said that there was something special about Waterford, something about a divide being thin, and that this was the perfect place for what he needed to do.
Okay, that makes sense.
Oh, so Lewis has always been a dingus. All right.
Yeah, but Lewis,
he started trying to get close with me back then, and your dad was so protective and kind, and he didn't. When Lewis and I met, he started to try and get chummy with me, and he talked to himself while he was walking in the garden sometimes. He said something about your dad being an unknown. He said something about your dad, and I'll never forget the words, a power beyond his understanding. He said he had to get your dad out of the way, and I didn't know what he meant. I thought it was just kind of that macho bravado talk that men had back then.
Did Lewis kill Dad?
Did Lewis fucking kill our dad?
I don't know.
I'll kick his teeth in. Resurrect that motherfucker, and I'll kick his fucking teeth in.
Well, you can't anymore.
Yeah, because you cut his head off.
I tried to warn your dad, but he wouldn't hear it. He didn't like Lewis, and he wouldn't back down. The two of them ended up coming to blows one night, I heard. One of my parents' friends saw it. It happened in the middle of the night.
Who won?
Yeah, who won?
They said it was a mixed result.
No TKO?
It seemed like Lewis, your dad had him on his heels for a bit, but
yeah, he did.
Lewis seemed to have some effect over him, and like he calmed him. And then the next day, Charles said he was leaving. And I'm not sure why, but I'm sure Lewis had something to do with it.
That asymmetrical dingus.
And Lewis stayed. And I suppose eventually that charm worked on me too. For a time. He was a good husband for a couple years. Until he wasn't.
That's how it always works. You can't blame yourself, Dolores. They're good until they're not.
I know. I should have seen it.
No.
I should have.
And
then
put
he
the
did
self-blame on the table, Dolores.
It was like I was in too deep. I didn't want anyone to know how bad it was. I still had my parents' business to run. And then he did this ritual thing. And he put that in my head. You have all seen this in the vision that you had while staying in the Sleepy Elm.
Yeah. Dolores, it's not your fault. We're just trying to live your life.
I'm more involved in this than you think. I should apologize to all of you, Luther, you especially.
No need.
Oh, a lot of those early tips that I gave you, they were an attempt to see if you'd come help me. I figured that if you were anything like your dad, you'd help. But
well, you were right.
Turns out you were right. Yeah.
We're here.
Yeah, I don't think
very
you
grateful.
need any.
Sorry it took us so long. We had to kill your husband.
What did you do to him?
He turned into a dragon. We cut his head off with a sword. I just think we should be honest.
I'm gonna roll an insight check to see if she believes you, and I know you were telling the truth because you did that.
I'm gonna look at Austin, and I'm just gonna be like, "You are going to cause a psychotic break."
She contemplates you for a moment. dragon.
Technically, it wasn't a dragon. It was a Jabberwocky, which is like not quite a dragon, but draconic in nature.
I remember the claw.
Yeah.
I had that come back to me in some dreams sometimes during the ritual when he sliced open whatever he did and reached where God knows wherever that was.
Mm-hmm.
He pulled out. After that ritual happened, I managed to talk to my parents a little bit, and they talked to my family, and they helped me, and Lewis and I separated, and we divorced soon after that. He was so spiteful and angry. I never forgave him for what he did, and I begged him to help me get rid of it, but he wouldn't budge. He also said he didn't know how, that he needed more power to do it, and I didn't know what that meant.
I just think, Linus, if we're not just completely honest, part of Dolores will always wonder. Like, I feel like that would be worse than knowing.
Oh, you're right.
I think, Dolores, you are owed the full truth. Lewis was some sort of fucking... So the reason why I said what I said earlier, we fought Lewis because he tried to do some shit with our mom, and he tried to... Yeah, it's fine. We dealt with it, hence him being dead. But he was after something that our dad made or something. And I just thought that Dad had been planning this campaign in D&D, and the Jabberwocky was a part of that. And I just thought that like somehow Dad was magical and like had made his D&D campaign come to life, and that was what Lewis was. But if Lewis predated our dad, then I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss now.
After we divorced, he left for years, and then he came back about 4 years ago. He like blew through town, and he said he'd come in to check on things. He'd made a trip up here, to which I told him promptly to F off.
Fuck yeah, Dolores.
He wasn't happy with that, but he left.
I tried to high five.
Proud of you.
Like gingerly high fives.
Yeah.
I just want to scoot like a big old plate of cookies towards Dolores and just be like,
she taped one, and she like, it's like a plate of like jammy Dodgers, and she just like
jammy Dodgers
heavily in her tea. And Dolores knows what's up. And he did y'all go up to the watershed?
Yeah, we fucked that thing up too. But
did he put something there? Because he was there when he came by.
Yeah, he poisoned the water. He's been fucking with this town.
He poisoned the water?
Kind of, like with a gooey, yucky monster that like made you all think that you were being like hydrated but weren't. You all looked fucked up when we arrived. That's why we didn't like... Listen, your pie is delicious, but the first time I'm gonna... Honesty on the table. When you first delivered that piece of pie when we first arrived, I didn't eat it because I was scared I was gonna turn into the kid that got the car with the van. He looked wild. No,
you didn't apologize.
No, you didn't need to apologize. It's not your fault.
No, I
fucking
feel
Lewis, dingus head.
I know I'm not responsible, but I feel
douche nozzle.
I feel my family has been in this town for a very long time, and I feel some sense of ownership over this place, and it shouldn't have happened to you. None of it should have. And Lewis went up to the watershed. He spent a lot of time in the woods. Yeah. Also,
can I just like give Dolores a hug?
Yeah.
Just like while she's talking, like in the middle of her like feeling responsible, I just want to hug her.
She accepts your hug.
Dolores, I have a question.
Gives you a pat on your arm.
I have a question.
Of course, anything.
If I say someone had a house, and they had a guest over, and I broke into that house and I beat up their guest, whose fault is that?
Yours.
Yeah. So why would it be
your
fault that Lewis is an asshole?
I know.
It is not your fault, Dolores. Even if the feelings of guilt don't go away soon.
They will eventually. It's not your fault.
Have you ever wanted to go anywhere else? Because I imagine you've been trapped here for quite a while.
You say that, Luther, but now is really the first time that I feel free.
Good.
This is my house. I shouldn't have to leave my house.
But if there was one place in the world you could go and have a crazy nice holiday, where would it be? Anywhere in the world.
I've always wanted to see the glaciers in Alaska.
Cool. And I'm going to go on Expedia and start basically just start booking return flights. No, not return flights. I'm going to book her return flights to Vancouver where you can get an Alaska cruise. And I'm going to book her an Alaska cruise. I'm just going to do that on my phone. I'll be 10 minutes.
I'm glad that Austin knew where I was going with that.
When Lewis came by the house, he tore it apart. He did most of what disarray you see here, and I haven't had the...
What was he looking for? You tell you?
He said he was carrying this satchel. It had some books in it when he came here, and he said he wouldn't put it down. He said he almost had the last few pieces of the puzzle. And he found one of my correspondences to you and Greg, Luther. The look on his face. He forbade me from warning you about what was happening, but he did encourage me to call you to try and get you to come here. When it didn't happen fast enough, he got so angry. I'm so sorry. I didn't feel like I had any other choice. Every time I tried to go against him, this pain just ripped through my head. And he told me I had to do what he wanted or it would get worse.
As far as I see it, you made the right decision.
Hey, Dolores, real quick, do something that Lewis wouldn't want you to do. Just anything.
She walks over to her kitchen window and she punches it. She punches straight through her window.
I mean, that probably hurt your hand, but did it hurt your brain?
She picks up like a dish towel before she does it.
Yeah. Did it hurt your brain?
No.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Sick.
That was badass.
Great.
You're badass, Dolores. You kick ass. That was wild. You good though? Because I had a friend who was Dangerous Dave, and he punched through a window and it fucked him up. So you good?
It's fine. I have a lot of things that I gotta fix on this house. She just had this moment of rah! And then she kind of calms herself again.
We'll get that fixed for you. Don't worry.
Yeah. She when she sits back down at the table, she looks at the photo that Austin had in front of him, and she kind of gently slides the glass off and picks up the photo itself, kind of running her finger over the picture of her. When I heard that Charlie had died, nobody called him Charlie. Nobody called him.
Ooh, spicy.
When I heard that Charlie had died, I was devastated. I sent flowers. Tulips. His favorite. I knew about the three of you. Your dad and I had written letters from time to time, and I followed his writing career. He's so talented.
He was.
So when Lewis came to town, the last time he came was about 4 months ago. I knew I had to do something, but I couldn't figure out how to contact you. And then just one day, about 3 months ago, it just kind of lifted. Was that the day that you killed him?
Yeah, that's about right?
I think that's about right. Yeah.
Yeah. Chopped his head right off. Luther did it. It was badass.
It was
with
really
a sword.
neat.
Sword.
Yeah. It went snicker snack.
Yeah,
it went dingus time.
All right. I knew what he put in my head was still there, but it was like I tried to pull as much information as I could about what had happened while not trying to sound like an absolute crazy person.
No, absolutely. Well, you called the right person. I mean,
yeah.
You say anything out of whack. You say a daisy 2 miles down the road is pointing the wrong direction, and Greg will pick that up.
And also, like, you don't sound like we just told you that your ex-husband is a dragon and we cut his head off. So anything you say is like pretty understandable for us.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, we saw something literally come out of the back of your head.
Also, random question: is there a period of time where you're free and would be most convenient for you to like go up to a place?
What do you mean?
Oh, just no reason.
Like vacation.
There's people who can take over for you.
It's like a window. Right? Give me a window.
Yeah, like a time frame.
Maybe like next month.
Sweet. Okay. Yeah. Next month. Okay. Cool.
Just wait a minute here. There's something you should have.
Yeah.
As she walks out of the room for a moment. And if there is any abilities or anything that you have used that constitutes it, you can use this time as a short rest.
Ooh,
if there's anything that recharges for you folks on a short rest.
I don't know when my sorcery points recharge.
I might just use
long rest.
A single hit dice.
Yeah. No.
Oh yeah, I got kind of mushed up by the
long rest stuff. Just learning now you can use channel divinities on short rest. That's kind of crazy.
Yes.
Figure those would be long rest kind of deals.
Nice. Back to full health.
Oh, I suppose I could roll some die. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I got mushed up by the Brack, whatever it was called. Maya? Which one did we fight?
Oh, you'd long rested since the Mire.
Oh, had we? Okay.
Then. Yeah, and then you got hit with some psychic damage as you came inside the house.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, I was like, I'm missing a little bit of health. That's what it was.
So as she comes, is there anything that you talk about while she's out of the room? She's gone for about 5 minutes or so, 5-7 minutes.
Are we thinking like the deluxe package? I got like a really nice cruise lined up, like really pampered. Yeah. Cool. It's pretty expensive, but fuck it.
Fancy food.
I have so much money, and I just don't know what to do with it. Honestly, I shouldn't have this much money at this age. It's overwhelming.
If you can use it for multiple phones, it costs like one of your backup phones. Like it's not that much.
Could you look into like a therapy package for her, maybe like a women's self-love retreat, like this like confidence building.
Yeah. I'll try to find one in Alaska.
Just to offer it, no.
I'll do further research into a self-help retreat in Alaska near a glacier.
Say that there's probably some like very, very bougie retreat in Alaska.
Some yoga something.
Oh, absolutely. There's yoga. There's like yoga on a glacier. I'm not making fun of retreats. Please, like if you
glacial yoga,
like please go. Like
they put a goat on.
Take care of yourself.
Weird question. Would it be weird if Dolores and our mom were friends? I feel like mom kind of needs a friend because she's been trying to hang out with us a lot, and I love mom. Don't get me wrong, but she should have friends her age and not just her children. And also Dolores, like.
I just feel like it might be a little weird because like Dolores was obviously in love with Dad. Like she
obviously,
they've never.
They had to have like.
But here's the thing.
They have like two mutual friends now.
We introduced them after the cruise because everyone hooks up on a cruise.
True.
Everyone hooks up on a cruise. I'm just like everyone.
So as you're laughing about everybody hooking up on cruises, Dolores comes back in. She holds something out to you. It is a leather cord with a small tag on it. It was your dad's. You should have it. It has his initials, CG, on the back. She holds it out.
I'll take it.
And she pats your hand.
Shadow Tiger just checked, and there is a woman's wellness retreat in Alaska.
Fantastic. Book her.
Amazing.
That one.
Thank you, Shadow Tiger.
If y'all don't mind, I'm gonna try and get a bit of rest.
Yeah.
Sure. You're going to be able to get a lot of rest.
Yeah. What's your email? Just real quick.
She gives it to you.
And I forward her all of the basically I just forward her the whole package. I'm like, there you go. That's all booked.
All right. She doesn't know what it is. She just doesn't look at her email. She doesn't have a phone on her. She's not thinking about it at all.
I'm gonna open it and I'm gonna show her. That's for you. That's
No.
Yeah, no, it's already booked, and I specifically checked the thing where I couldn't get a refund. So
yeah, yep.
Said no.
Shouldn't have done that.
No refund.
Again, I have so much money.
Stan, you shouldn't have done that.
Well, I just listen.
You gave us a tip.
I would have spent it on Postmates anyway. So
thank you,
Dolores. He bought me a shield that I can't carry.
It's true. He bought me a sword. Yeah,
I bought a replica of the sword. The sword that killed your husband. It's really dope.
I wasn't gonna say that out loud, but the retreat
while the killing her ex-husband part, she's a little about, but the killing part, the loss of her abusive ex-husband does not seem to be ill-heard news.
Yeah, good. That's good.
Vancouver is really nice this time of year, and then from Vancouver you'll have 3 days in Vancouver, and then the cruise will take you up to Alaska. You'll see all the sights. You'll come back to Vancouver. You'll fly back here. It's all sorted. You got a week and a half in Alaska as well.
Yeah.
You're muted.
That's very kind of you, boys. Thank you.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's the least we could do.
You deserve some self-care.
Yeah. There's also on cruises.
Austin.
Hotties take cruise. Just so you know.
I'm gonna punch him in the arm.
I think we're just all a little delirious.
It's been a really long day.
Yeah. I did summon an elder god from another dimension to take care of a big eyeball. So that was a big part of my day.
Whatever that was, whatever you boys have gotten yourself into, please be careful.
Hope we don't die.
There was the thing at the watershed. There was the thing that he put in my head, and there was something else. I don't know what it is. It was started as a twig, but
started as a twig. What did he do? What did he do with the twig?
Yeah, what happened to that?
You would have seen in the vision last time. You saw Lewis reach into the rift, and you saw him pull out a stick, a rotted plant, and an eyeball. Your vision ended when in the vision he lunged toward him. My memory around that time is pretty blurry. I don't have much there, but he treasured those things. The rotten plant sat on our dining room table.
Yeah.
And it got big.
That's what he put in the water.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
But the stick, I didn't see it again. It was... He left it one time on the porch, and I tried to move it, but it felt hot. I don't know why, but I didn't see it again.
Shit.
If there's anything else I find in the house, I'll let you know. I'm gonna go.
I appreciate it, but don't make that your number one priority.
No, I think I need to lie down for a bit. But
yes, go
rest
sleep
first. We'll get out of your hair. We'll let you.
Let me see out. And Austin, you can roll me an Arcana check for that picture for mending.
Yeah. There's a natural 13 plus 2, so 15.
About half the glass is mended.
Didn't quite get there. Well, next time, I guess. I want to go kill another thing. Friends, brother. I don't know why I called you. That was weird.
Friends.
It's been a long day. Can we?
Did you hit your head when you passed out?
Yeah, a little bit. I also.
She ushers you to the front door, and she's kind of standing there on the porch. She just kind of opens her arms.
Group hug! And then I just lunge.
She
Thank you.
She relaxes into you. Thank you.
Big squeezes.
Your mom and your dad were very lucky to have you.
Yes, they were.
She laughs. And she closes the door behind you. Who's holding the tag? Oh, go ahead.
As we leave, I'm like, so what they don't warn you is that Mace's got hella back spray. I cannot see a lot. I am in a lot of pain. I got so much mace in my eyes.
You have mace in your eyes and you're in pain right now?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
Because he sprayed it at an angle upward, which means a lot of that drifted back down.
Good to know. Good to know. Clocking that one for myself.
Great. Of course.
Who's holding the tag right now? I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please. Once you stand on the porch.
Wait. Before you roll this die, because I think technically
Beacon of Hope would have faded. It's been
it's only a minute. Dang. I thought it was an hour. That's way longer than it should be.
So that is a 27.
Okay. It's been about 2 hours with all the chatting with Dolores and all that kind of stuff. So Linus, you all of a sudden your head starts to hurt in a different way than when you were upstairs with the vision, casting it out of Dolores. And you are pulled into I can only really call it like a diorama of you're seeing something. You're seeing something in your brain, but it is like you can interact with it. You find yourself in your mind walking down the streets of Waterford. It's late at night. The signs are much older too. The Sleepy Elm is down the block, but the cars are older models, at least 25, 30 years older. The body shop isn't even there. You see two men walking towards each other from opposing ends of the street. One with his gait and his stature, you can tell is your father. Same as the picture in Dolores's house. He's young. He's handsome.
Damn, Austin was right. That's hot.
The other, you watch him walk from behind you. You see him pass by you. He doesn't clock that you're there. It's Lewis, walking almost awkwardly towards your father with some form of determination. There seems to be purpose and meaning in each of his steps, albeit uncomfortable in his gaze.
Some Harry Potter vibes.
Yeah. They stop about 10 feet from each other. It's almost as if then you were like, it was like you were standing close to Lewis, but then the position in this remembering shifts and you're standing next to your father. You can see him frozen in this moment. Your father, while he has a stern look on his face, there is a twinkle in his eye, a small smile pulling at the corner of his mouth. As you watch as Lewis almost flies into a rage and he starts yelling at him. Why won't you just leave here? There's nothing for you here. He's seething. Your father pulls a pack of cigarettes out of his pocket and calmly opens it, pulling one out, flicking a Zippo and lighting it. He was in his early 20s. He looks so fucking cool while he does
it. Like, I'm just sitting there like,
he goes,
does one of this.
You know, Lewis, I'd rather not. I've got work to do. And someone has to look out for Dolores. Someone better than you. Lewis grits his teeth. You have everything, and you cannot leave well enough alone. I will look after her. She needs me. This town needs me. Your dad takes another draw on the cigarette. She doesn't, actually. And with that sort of attitude, I don't know if you're fit to be needed by anyone.
It's not it.
Your dad takes another final long draw on the cigarette and he flicks it down on the ground. You look back towards Lewis, and the rage is bubbling up inside him as he calmly unbuttons his shirt at the cuffs and starts rolling up his sleeve. There are markings across his arms in a language that you don't understand. And he starts to move his hands, and a foreign language comes out of his mouth, nothing like anything you've heard. And with a swift movement forward, he pushes his hands towards your dad, unleashing this font of energy. And as your dad goes to protect himself, it seems like there is a shimmer of yellow, gold, encasing your father, protecting him in some way, a lightness against this dark energy coming from Lewis. You, Linus, specifically, you have a moment where you realize that you've heard the description of this light before. This is exactly the way your dad described Shield of Faith in D&D.
Oh.
Exactly what you're seeing now. Protecting your dad long before he ever played D&D with the three of you. This barrier protects him from the blow as Lewis almost reels back, repulsed by this, and your father rushes forward and clocks Lewis right across the face. Split right in the jaw. You hear a crunch sound, and Lewis's lip is split. However, this
Slightly
leaves
off,
him... Pardon?
It's symmetrical, just slightly off
Yeah.
symmetry.
However, as your dad is moving forward, Lewis takes the advantage and manages to move his hands and gets another blast of energy off at your dad before he can shield himself, as your dad is knocked backwards about 15 feet, stunned on the ground, lying supine on his spine, staring upward, almost stock still, his eyes able to move, but that's it. Your vision then shifts once more, Linus, as you look up through your dad's eyes. You are looking through seeing what he sees. Lewis walks over and spits blood right down next to your dad's face, peers down at you. You will leave Waterford. You will leave Dolores. You will let me get to my work. And if I find out you're trying to get in my way, I will end you, I will end her, and I will take everything you care about. I am so close to power beyond your wildest imagination, Charles. You don't even have access to half of what you could. Your measly existence will not separate me from it, no matter how entwined we are. And he leaves your dad lying on the ground and walks away. As you snap out of it, standing on the porch. And you kind of come to, standing next to your brothers.
Linus, are we going to get going? Or you just can't stand around looking like a weirdo?
Oof. Y'all ever just like have random visions inside of your head and then you saw the past?
That's like every day for me. I'm just
that's
oh,
cool.
Of course not.
Let's get back to the bed.
What did you see?
I saw Dad and Lewis.
Oh, yeah, let's unpack that.
Can we unpack that? Not
on
not
on
the
the porch. Yeah, no,
that
seems
would be
fair.
great. That would be super. I need more
seems
pie.
super fair.
Linus, as you're walking off the porch, your memory shifts back to the last time you were at home before your dad died. You went out with your dad for a little bit. You went out on an errand. What did you do that you remember doing?
On the errand, I remember going out and picking flowers for Mom. It's just a surprise gift for her.
Okay. So as you come back, a bunch of flowers carried between you and your dad for your mom, as you knew she liked to arrange them across the house. You pulled into the driveway. Your dad was driving and you were in the passenger seat. And as you were getting out of the car, you saw your mom talking to someone at the door who seemed to be leaving. You never saw his face, though you remember now the black suit and brown curly hair. The male figure walked across the lawn and away from the house, not looking back. As you and your dad approached the door, your mom fawning over the flowers that you brought her, your dad looked over to your mom and goes, "Oh, who's that, honey?" And she just smiled and she goes, "Oh, someone from my writer's circle. I missed last week, so he popped by to give me this week's prompts." So thoughtful.
Welcome on in, Ink and Liar. Thank you for the raid.
Welcome in.
Motherfucking Lewis Carroll.
And you remember that as you stand on Dolores' porch, as you start walking back to Waterford.
That asymmetrical dingus motherfucker. And then I'm just gonna be replaying all of the thoughts as I walk back to our room.
Okay. So as you're walking down the path, regaling your brothers with this story of what this vision that you saw, about 5 to 7 minutes into your walk, I'm going to have you all make a perception check for me, please.
I'm going to do it at disadvantage.
Yeah, because you're still reeling from I was just going to say.
My eyes are filled with pepper spray. Oh, that natural 20 feels bad.
Don't it, though? You self-imposed disadvantage.
Still a 19, though. I'm not bad at
Okay.
Oh, no, that's my performance. Never mind. That's a 13. It's like I've got a -1 to perception.
Linus?
I got a natural one for an 11.
Okay. Luther, this makes sense then, that you're the only one. So the walk from Dolores' house to Waterford is about 25 minutes, half an hour, somewhere there, depending on how fast you go. You're about 5, 7, 10 minutes into your walk, somewhere there. You can't see Dolores' house anymore, and you definitely can't see Waterford. You start to smell smoke. And as you keep walking forward, it starts getting worse and worse and worse.
Like what I smelled in the forest?
Uh-huh. And I'm going to have you all make Constitution saving throws, please.
Oh, okay. +5.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, I need my own +5. 12.
Okay.
23.
Okay.
14.
Sorry, 25.
Okay. You all begin to start coughing as the smoke is getting very, very intense. Your eyes feel like they're burning from the smoke. You all passed, and you continue to kind of trudge your way forward. And all of a sudden, you hear a roaring and a cracking sound. Luther, you, with your higher passive perception, look behind you, and flame erupts up from the forest floor as the forest begins to flash burn around you. Fire is erupting and beginning to consume the forest.
Oh, shoot, we need to go.
You've got to get out, or you're going to be surrounded, and that is where we are going to take our break.
Oh, fucking.
So,
dude.
So thank you so much, everyone, for the raids, Stat Network, Ink and Liar, and there was another Epic Fumbles. Thank you all so much for coming in. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, drop us a follow, and we are going to be back in about 10. Actually, you know what, Adam? Why don't you play just the intro scroll for 5 minutes, because I'm aware of time here as well, and I want to get to this fun thing that we're doing.
I will 100% do that, because that's me. That's me doing.
Oh, sorry, Cody.
Sorry,
which one? You can just play the intro break, or even just 5 minutes of the break scroll, because I want to make sure we get to what's happening after.
I can just for 5 minutes go. Beep,
beep, beep, beep, beep, beep. Okay, awesome. Please stick around with us. You are absolutely going to want to see how these three brothers get out of a forest fire after this break. See you soon.
Bye. Bye.
please.
Okay, we are back. So as before the break, we found the Brothers Grimm in the middle of an erupting flash burn in a forest fire. So we are going to lean into the chaos of how a fire can spread through the forest. My Google search engine history has been nothing but like looking how forest fires spread and things that happen in forest fires. So that's been my search history for the last week. So how this is going to work is that while you're running back to Waterford, because you would guess that you're closer to Waterford than you are to Dolores's, I'm going to have you roll a D12 each round to see what happens. And to extra lean into the chaos of a forest fire, I'm going to roll a D10 right now to see how many rounds we have.
Okay, fair.
So I don't know how long.
Fingers crossed for one.
Fingers crossed for
one.
No,
we want as long as possible.
7.
Okay.
There are 7 rounds that you will have to get through before you get back to Waterford.
Wait, no, we wanted lot.
Oh, no,
you wanted lot.
Okay. We wanted lot.
I thought it was
we wanted
how
one
long...
round, so we got to Waterford
I thought it was
immediately.
how many rounds you have until the forest fire engulfs you.
No, it was until we got to Waterford.
No, so there are 7 rounds.
7's a lot.
That's
so this is a really difficult skill challenge that I have set out for you. So I'm going to give you a mechanic that I am calling grit. Ooh. Now, I know that grit is a gunslinger feature from Matt Mercer's class. It's part of how they shoot their shot and stuff like that. But this is different. So grit is defined by Dr. Angela Duckworth. She's a psychologist who studies grit, and she's created a grit scale for it. And grit is defined as the perseverance in the face of hardship, as well as commitment to goals, even when you know you're likely going to fail. So each of you, we are going to calculate your grit score. So grit is your strength modifier plus your constitution modifier plus a mental modifier of your choice. And now you will have to justify to me why that mental modifier for your character is what would be part of your grit.
Okay.
So I'll give you a second to think about it. So what mental modifier would each of you like to use?
I feel like Austin would use charisma.
Okay.
Because anytime he's been close to failing, he's just kind of charismaed his way through things. So like his grit is very based on his like force of personality, because he knows that if the situation gets tough, he can just kind of like smile his way through a situation.
Awesome. And optimism. To me, charisma also is a bit of that, like, you know who you are. You have a sense of self.
Yeah.
That sense of kind of like meaning and drive within yourself. Okay. So yeah, you can use charisma for that as well. There is one more step to the grit calculation. So hold on to that. Luther, what would you like to use for your grit calculation?
Luther is higher in charisma, but I think would use wisdom.
Okay.
Just
why?
Based on being like the eldest, and not necessarily like this, like the other brothers, Linus and Austin, have full capability of taking care of themselves, but it's like this self-imposed, like, I am the oldest. I need to be like the voice of wisdom, even though sometimes like, you're not always that. It's just this sense of like, I'm responsible for them.
Right. That sense of also, because you were the eldest by so much, that sense of parenting. Yeah. You're almost doing part of the parenting. You changed Austin's diapers, like, with the years that are between you.
What? No.
So no. Yes, you can use wisdom as your mental modifier. Linus.
So I would also use wisdom. But like, I feel like I've gained a lot of experience in emergency situations, being in the medical field, and everything that's happened And I've gained a lot of wisdom in how to stay calm and collected in emergency situations and be able to apply it in caring for others, and knowing that in order to care for others, I also have to be able to care for myself.
Absolutely. I will say that you can absolutely use wisdom for your mental modifier. That sounds great. Okay, so once you have your constitution score plus your strength modifier, con modifier, and your mental modifier of your choice, you're going to divide that by 3.
Okay.
All right. So
rounding up or down?
Let's say, because I'm a cool DM, you can round up.
Cool.
Luther, what is your grit?
3.
Linus?
3.
Austin?
Also 3.
Amazing. Perfect. Okay. So how this works is that if you fail a check or a saving throw during the escape from the forest fire, it'll have you on your heels and you will roll the next check at disadvantage. You can spend 1 grit to get rid of that disadvantage. Or you can spend 2 grit if you would like to give yourself advantage. Also, you may use 1 grit to help one of your brothers, but it imposes an immediate disadvantage on you for that roll that you cannot grit your way out of.
Dope.
Make sense?
Yes.
Sounds good.
All right.
Yep.
So, as you take off running, the forest fire quickly engulfing the path behind you and almost pushing you forward. I am going to need one of you to roll a d12 for me, please.
Shall I?
Do it.
Is this a dibs not?
I don't want to do it.
It could be bad. I rolled a 3.
Okay.
I don't know if higher or lower is better.
Nope.
So, as you take off running, the path begins to twist and there is a parting of the trees. You take a look behind you. The fire is quickly gaining on you, but as you take a look through the trees, you catch a glimpse of Waterford in the distance, but you're going the right way. This fills you with some hope. And each of you gain 1 grit point.
Ooh, 3 was good. Okay.
There are both good things and bad things on this table. I will say more bad things than good, because forest fire's bad, mostly.
Fucking nailed that D12 roll.
All right. So that is our first of 7 rounds. Let me mark that down.
Oh, fuck.
So that was round 1.
Oh, no.
Grit. Okay, so round 2. Someone roll me a d12, please, as you continue running forward.
Do it. 3. Do a 3.
Oh, no, it's a 1.
Okay. So as you're pushing onward, you've seen Waterford far in the distance, but you're running in the right direction. You feel the heat around you get absolutely immense, and a flash burn surge happens right near you. I'm going to need everyone to roll me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Ooh, dexterity's not what we want.
+5.
Oh, true. So this is a +8 to what I'm rolling. Nice.
15.
Also 15.
All of you got 15.
Let's go. We either fail or we succeed as a group.
That is not enough, as you are going to
Brothers.
I am going to use my feature to re-roll that dice then.
Okay, sounds good.
So I am magical, kind of. It's a 22.
That succeeds. So
Sick.
the
mark
rest
off a
of
sorcery
you, so
point.
Luther and Linus, you are going to take 8d6 fire damage.
Okay.
It's essentially the equivalent of a fireball.
Oh.
Austin, you will take half.
Yeah, okay.
It's just going to be a little hot.
This is a little
Just a
spicy.
little like toasty buns. It's okay.
Toasty buns.
Oh, actually, wait. That's not the thing I do. If I fail a saving throw, I can add 2d4. So I'm going to do the 2d4 instead. I might actually still fail this because that's an ability check. Once per short rest, I can do this. That's a +5 to 15, so 20.
You succeed.
Okay,
So
cool.
that is going
that
to
off.
be,
Give myself a
I
sorcery.
rolled poorly.
Okay.
That is going to be 20 fire damage, half to you, Austin, because you succeeded.
That's nothing. That's fine.
That's fine. We're good.
That's fine. We'll take that all day.
Yeah,
All
if you
right,
fail
so
a saving
that
throw or
was-
miss an attack roll. Okay, cool. Cool.
Steak's
So
still
that was
good.
a
You
flash
can
burn surge.
scrape
Round
some of that
2.
off.
So round 3.
Come on, Cody. Roll that d12. Roll a 3. Roll a 3. Roll a 3.
2.
Got a 2.
Not a 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
So as this flash burn surge fills up, as you quickly run forward, you feel the wind start rushing through the forest as the fire starts gaining on you.
That's bad.
And I'm going to need everyone to roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm great at these. Plus 13. Plus 13.
Also, for either of you who failed the check, so that will be Linus and Luther, you roll at disadvantage.
Don't need it. Got a nat 1.
Okay.
I'm going to spend a grit point to give myself disadvantage to give Linus an advantage.
It rolls. You give yourself disadvantage on your next turn.
Okay, I want
that
to.
you
I
can't
want
get rid of.
to. I want to give him another roll. I want to help.
Okay.
I want to basically
Luther?
like put an arm under. For Luther.
Okay.
Yeah.
Put an arm under his armpit and just like kind of running forward. Mine was a 25.
25. Okay.
12.
I would like to spend a grit to not roll at disadvantage.
You got it. So it's going to be a flat roll.
Okay, 3.
Plus 5.
It's a con save.
Yes.
20.
20. Okay. So
Don't eat that dice.
Austin
I'm sorry.
and Linus, the dice tell a story. You being the younger of the two brothers, find yourself able to run faster. And that's what the Constitution saving throw is for, is how hard can you run right now? How can your muscles keep up?
Got a bad knee.
Come on, old man.
Canonically has a bad knee. And so the DC was 16. Since you failed you rolled a 12. Since you failed by 4, you are going to take some bludgeoning damage as the bottoms of your legs start to hurt.
Yeah.
And you will roll disadvantage on your next turn.
That makes sense.
That was the wrong dice.
It's fine. It's just like
You're
being
going to
in the
take
Bahamas.
13 bludgeoning damage as you feel your legs start to burn.
Got it.
I mean, it could be acid damage because it's technically lactic acid. So yeah, do acid damage because it's lactic acid building up in your legs.
Amazing. That was me spending a grit point, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can spend grit and it will still, you can still fail.
Cool.
So that was 2. So far we have had a 3, a 1, and a 2 so far. So
Love that for us.
okay, so this is round 4.
3. Fucking 2. God damn it.
No.
I mean, part of me wants you to roll again so you can see all the other cool fire things that I did, but you can
do it.
I'll roll again.
Yeah, go for it. I want to see. I want to
Yeah.
show
I
you
want
some of the other.
That
to
means
fire
something
see
things.
gotta
the
be a
whole
3.
table, Em.
That's an 11. That's either
Okay.
very bad or okay.
Okay. So as the wind has picked up, you're rushing forward, almost dragging Luther along with you because he's just not running fast enough. You hear the sound of hooves running through the forest, and you see a herd of fleeing deer cross your path, desperately trying to outrun the fire. I'm going to need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Shit.
Austin, you rolled at the disadvantage.
Can't
that
do
you
anything
cannot get
about
rid of.
it.
Yes.
Plus 5.
Minus your, you can roll straight, and Luther, you are rolling at disadvantage.
Disadvantage. I got a 16 disadvantage.
I rolled a natural 20 and a natural 1.
No.
Can I
Fucking-
spend 2 grit to help, or is that after? That's before.
That is disadvantage he cannot get rid of because he helped you.
Got it.
Yeah. Fuck.
What
I
was
was
your
like,
roll,
oh,
Luther?
natural 20. And then I saw the next one.
What was your roll, Luther?
16.
16. Okay. And what was yours, Linus? Sorry.
17.
Okay, 16 was the DC. So Luther and Linus, you succeed. You will take half damage as you are jostled around the deer. And Austin, you will take full damage.
I feel like Austin just gets fucking sidewinded by a deer.
You were totally so fast, you got like ahead of the deer.
Absolutely creeped.
Okay, so that is going to be 11 points of bludgeoning damage as you get jostled by the herd.
Is that 11?
11 for the failure, half on a success.
Oh, that's not bad.
Rounding up or down?
Down.
Okay.
All right. Round 5.
Oh, that's me. Oh, I'm afraid. Okay, it's okay.
Do it.
I am a fear.
Dear.
I am a
maybe
fear.
Maybe if we all roll natural 20s on the deer, we can ride them out.
That's a 12.
Oh.
Okay. So.
We all get teleported home.
Yeah, everything's good.
The smoke is very heavy.
No.
In this part of the trail, stinging your eyes and burning your lungs. I'm gonna need a Constitution saving throw from me.
Cool.
So good at these.
Stop me if you heard this. +5.
25 for me.
Okay.
17.
Con 18.
Okay. Luther and Linus, you both fail. Austin, you succeed. You are going to take some poison damage from the smoke, and you both are blinded.
Ooh.
Okay.
So you will roll the next roll
I like
disadvantage regardless.
His eyes are already stinging, so it's like the smoke isn't doing much. He's already just kind of like half seeing anyway.
And Austin, you will take half damage, and you are not blinded.
Pick one.
That is going to be 15 points of poison damage.
I shall take 7 points of poison damage.
And I will say, Linus, you would have a sense that if you come across that level of smoke again, your and Luther's body will not be able to take another round of that smoke if you fail again.
Ooh. Okay.
Come on, Cody. All you have to do is not roll a 12.
Please.
So
No, 12. No, 12. Is it a 12?
No, it's a 2.
Oh
no.
We already had that.
The
Roll it
running
again.
one.
Roll something else.
Okay.
No, 12. No, 12.
It's an 11.
No.
I
More
can roll
deer!
That was
again.
the deer. Roll
More
again.
deer.
That's a 3. All right, this dice sucks. 10. There we go. That's something I haven't rolled.
That's something new. The 3 would have been nice.
The 3 would have been nice, but we're recognizing the rules.
So this is... Sorry, what was that number one more time? Just to make sure I look at the right one.
10.
Okay.
Don't love that.
The fire roar for a moment is deafening around you. And Luther and Linus, you're both having a hard time seeing as Austin is dragging you forward. You are overcome with fear for a moment that after everything you've done so far, that you're going to die here in this fire. And I need a charisma saving throw from everyone, please.
Oh, so good at these. This is where I'm going to spend a grit to give Linus advantage.
They both roll at disadvantage. So they're rolling at disadvantage from the previous round, so you would cancel the disadvantage.
Cool. I'm going to give Linus a canceled disadvantage.
Okay, so on the next round, you will roll at disadvantage also.
Yup. That's a 33. So confident.
It's a 34.
Okay.
So mine is a 24.
Okay. Charisma saving throw. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Luther, what was yours one more time? Sorry.
34.
Okay.
I have a plus 15.
Yeah. Luther and Austin. Something strength wells from inside you. Maybe, Austin, it was from that weird YouTube hole you went on learning about forest fires when the fires got really bad in the Pacific Northwest and there was all that smoke. You wanted to educate yourself as much as you can. That, if you can just get out, it will be okay.
And educate the fan base, obviously.
Absolutely.
Love to the fans.
Luther, you have been in dangerous situations before, and fire doesn't scare you. Fire can be controlled once you have a handle on it. This doesn't scare you. Linus, you're good in emergency situations, but this is something else. Fear overwhelms you, and you are frozen in spot. You are going to take some poison damage from hyperventilating in the smoke.
Okay.
And combat extends for you for 1 round.
Oh. Okay.
Just for you. And the other 2 of you, you succeed, you take no damage, and you can keep moving.
Can I see if I see Linus freeze up?
You're going to take 10 points of poison damage.
Yeah.
Linus.
I would see it.
You would see.
We've
Linus.
established that Linus
back. I'm the
is.
slowest.
We've established that Linus is quite small, right?
Yeah, I'm a petite fella.
In that YouTube hole that Austin went into,
Yes.
one of the things he got really fascinated in, because like forest fires are cool, but the fireman carry is really dope. And so Austin just sprints up to Linus and just puts him in a fireman carry and starts running. I am happy. Do however mechanically that you want to reflect that, like that can extend my encounter.
Yes,
I just want to help Linus out essentially.
That will extend your encounter by 1 round as well.
Go.
Luther, do you keep running?
I would
go.
I'm not gonna.
You're slower than me.
So you're all choosing to extend your combat by 1 round?
I would stay just in case Austin got tired.
Okay.
What, guys?
No,
Don't die
whammies.
for
No,
me.
whammies. No, whammies. I mean, we probably have to re-roll this. It's a 3. I got a 3. Do I need to re-roll it?
I will say that because you are so much further down your path,
it's the 3.
You do catch a glimpse of Waterford not too far ahead of you, and I will allow you to regain 1 expended grit point.
Yeah.
Now, question:
Mm-hmm.
I have disadvantage on my next roll or the next round?
The next round.
Oh, so me helping Linus is like essentially
moot.
Circumvented. Fuck yeah, dude.
Because you rolled. Yeah. So it's the kind of like it would have disadvantaged you if something bad would happen.
Yeah.
But nothing bad happened this round. So we move forward.
All right.
So that was 3. That was a gain grit. And this is
this is the last one, right?
This is the last one. As you can see the exit of the forest. The fire is raging around you, and you are pushing and pushing and pushing forward.
It's fine. All you have to do is not roll a 12.
It's no pressure.
Den.
Okay.
Did you want me to re-roll? Because we already did 10.
Yes, we did. Let's do another one.
Oh, good, because that's the one that could freeze one of us.
Yeah.
That's also bad.
6.
Okay.
Haven't got that one.
So, as you run forward, the inferno raging around you, Waterford ahead, the trees beside you completely overcome with flame. You get turned around for a moment, and you are almost unable to discern the path ahead of you. I am going to need a survival check from everyone, please. Not a saving throw, a survival check.
Okay.
Oh, got a -1 to this. All right, I am going to probably...
Can I... No, you can't spend grit to reroll, right? No.
You can. You guys are at. I think who's at disadvantage this round? I think one of you. A couple of you are. None of you, because
No.
that would have passed.
I'm gonna spend 2 grit to give myself advantage.
Great.
And then
This
if
is
it's
our
still
last
bad,
round, so if you got grit, burn it.
Still bad,
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
do
use
grit,
magical
yep.
guidance to roll it again.
I'm gonna grit because that was a nat 1. Oh, good, and a nat 2.
Can I spend a grit? Can I spend? Is there like? Can you only spend grit once per round, or could I spend 2 grit to give myself advantage and then 1 grit to help out?
No,
Luther?
it's either you choose to spend grit on your brother or yourself.
I'm spending grit on my brother.
Nope. Okay.
I rolled a 15. Do I re-roll this? Wait. Ooh, when you make an ability check that fails, I can re-roll it. Okay, so I rolled a 15 minus 1, 14.
It is a group check. So if you fail, I will allow you to re-roll to add into the total.
I got a 10.
Okay.
Dice want me to fail.
21.
Okay, so that's a 31 total.
14.
Okay, so that's a 45. That is not enough.
Okay, I'm gonna re-roll. Big numbers. It's a 17, so a 16. Up by 2.
That is up by 2. Okay, hold on 1 second.
21, 37, 47.
1 sec. Hold on. I will be right back. That
Not
is not enough as well.
Fuck.
1 moment.
Do I have any other abilities? I don't think so.
Luther's burning up today. No, I'm still up.
Sorry, my technology just 81. Failing on me. That is also not enough. So you get turned around for a moment and you are caught in a small fire surge as you are almost trying to burst your way out of the forest. You are going to take some fire damage here.
Okay. Understandable.
So that
have a nice day.
To be 18 points of fire damage.
What if I don't
roast
want to?
A marshmallow.
You think about that?
Could you have done like
as you
6 less
burst,
damage? But 63.
As you burst your way out of the forest and make it back to Waterford, you see the volunteer fire department and someone who looks to be a park ranger of some kind come try and like usher you away from the forest as the one fire truck starts running and the firefighters start running down the trail with hoses, trying to douse as much of the surrounding town to prevent the fire from moving into the town out of the tree line. What were you doing in there?
We were just at Dolores's. She's still out there.
We've put a call into her. She managed to get in her car down an old service road. She is all right. There are crews there protecting her house already. How were you walking back from her house?
Yeah, we were walking back. We just started.
Well, I'm glad you boys are all right. Here, come over to. We've got medical services here, so you go over to.
As Linus is like, I'm like, here, this will help, and I offer my vape.
No,
Linus is like really like crispy. Like I feel like half of their head is like missing hair, eyebrow gone, just like char marks, and they're just wheezing.
So you head over to medical services. You see a couple of the doctors and nurses in town from the clinic are there. They're tending to, they're mostly actually tending to animals that were like out and about and like people who kind of stumbled on the fire. The town seems to be decently safe at this point. And you overhear the park ranger and the volunteer fire department said they've called in air support. So this region particularly adept at dealing with forest fires, and that they'll be there shortly. So hopefully managing to control the fire. And as you manage to catch your breath, as the small town of Waterford defends itself on one side from a raging forest fire, you hear an unintelligible roar over the cracking of branches and brush. And that is where we are going to end it tonight.
Yuck.
Good job on the forest fire, you guys.
We're gonna fight a forest monster.
Yeah.
This is the opposite of Smokey the Bear.
Obviously, as previously established. I see your comment there, Pond, and as previously established, Linus is hot. Luther is hot. Austin is hot.
Oh my gosh.
Our dad is hot.
Hi, Dork.
Welcome in.
Hi,
Dork
Dork
Tales.
Tales.
We're
You
just
have-
ending up, but
You
we
have a
love
knack
you and
of
appreciate it.
rating in right as
Right
I'm
at
about
the
to do
end.
the epilogue.
Oh,
But you know what I will do for
you?
you wonderful, wonderful raiders? Stick around for a bit. So, we'll let our party get their bearings after they have discussed a forest fire, and they have not yet truly discussed what Linus discovered on the porch. So I'll let you guys languish in that a little bit if you would like, since we just had a wonderful bunch of people come in.
I
Yeah,
would.
I'm down.
Let me just pop my dog out of the office real quick, 'cause she will
Sure.
not stop whining. So please.
Puppy.
Thank you so much, Dorcas, for the raid. Always
Thanks,
happy to have you in
Dorctales.
here.
Hey, Luther, did you hear that terrifying demon roar?
Yes, I did.
Cool. I think we're gonna have to fight that.
I'm sick of everything getting the drop on us.
What are you talking about? This is badass, dude.
No, but we've never started the fight. We've just finished it.
Yeah, that's. If you watch any action movies, it's like the cool. Like I didn't start it, but I'm gonna finish it. We're the heroes.
Yeah, but if we don't go into another situation prepared, one of us might not make it out.
We've got a gun. It'll be fine.
The gun didn't do shit against whatever that eye thing was.
My mace did, though.
Okay. Well, maybe my gun should shoot mace instead of bullets. I think we set a trap for that thing.
All right. Yo, Linus, you good? You dying?
I think I might maybe be dying. It's fine.
Vape?
No. My lungs
One of these
hurt.
days. Yeah. You get used to it, though. It becomes a good hurt.
I don't think it's a good hurt. So the thing about on the porch where I kind of just went goodbye for a minute and then came back. I saw Lewis and Dad.
Alive?
Yeah, they were here. And they were fighting. Dad was such a badass. He had like cigarettes.
Oh, was this young?
And
guy?
he was, what would be another adjective you would use?
I refuse
Alive.
to acknowledge your correctness. Anyways, him and Lewis were arguing, and and Lewis just he kept saying that Dad, oh my goodness, had to leave, and that he was.
We stand as sweet pups in this house.
Yeah, a stray dog from the forest fires in the ambulance.
Just the one long.
So sorry.
I found this really cool dog.
Super
And
okay.
I let her outside, and then I was like, "Oh, we're good to come back in," and she was just like, "No, Mom, I'm done in here." And Lewis was saying that like Dad needed to leave because Lewis was so close to unfathomable power, and Dad was only using a small portion of what he was even capable of. And Lewis like cast a spell on Dad, and Dad it was like shield of faith.
Oh,
Yeah, that's cool.
And then punched Lewis in the face. It was so badass.
Are we magic because of Dad? Is that?
I think so. I think we're magic because of Dad. And then when he punched him in the face, he opened himself up for an attack, and Lewis knocked him back, and said that he had to leave, and he was going to leave. And it was just like they knew each other. And then I remembered one of the last times that I spent time with Dad before he was gone. We went to go pick flowers for Mom, and when we came back home, Lewis was on the porch talking to Mom. And
when Dad was around,
and Dad acted like he didn't recognize him.
Fuck.
So is Dad not dead?
I don't think Dad's dead. when we were helping Dolores, I sort of reached out to him. I needed help, and he talked back to me. He was the one who told me that Dolores had to. He said push it out, which was really mentally confusing because I thought like head birth, but that's not it. It was.
No. I mean, it
was
was
emotional.
a bit like that. Yeah.
It really was, but.
But God. Is Dad like in the spicy elk realm? Is that?
Did you just call? The deer god spicy elk?
The spice. It's
kind of like a spicy elk.
It's like a demon. Is that how you compartmentalize?
I think that's how let's just let him cope how he copes.
That's on you.
Spicy just
the only thing supposed to go in your lungs is air.
I don't know. I think he's alive. I don't know where he is, but I think he's remember the spicy elk said every time we've banished one of the things, he said that 3 more until your lost loved one is returned, and then
spicy elk
2 more
realm.
And then 1 more.
Does that mean we get a dad back?
I think if
we kick this forest fire's ass, our dad comes back.
Is it the forest fire's ass that it kicked our ass, and I just like cough up a bunch of like soot.
I mean, I saw footprints and they were burns, scorch marks.
And I feel like remind me, Em, because I'm stupid like an idiot. We found notes on the Brack, right?
You did. You found a couple notes about it, more a picture.
Yeah.
You didn't find any. It looked like a concept of the Brack. It didn't seem like there was no stat block. There was nothing like that. It was
it was amongst with the mire and the
mire and the vision. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is the thing. Like, this is the thing that we gotta, stomp inward.
Well, if that's what we have to do, that's what we have to do. But I say this time,
I don't have a gun, but if I did, that would be a really cool moment for me to like. You should.
I can't. That's not.
Sit here. Wait. I'll set you up.
This is a hunting rifle.
I'll set you up. No, Luther. I'll set you up.
Different.
Man, I think it's time we take it to this forest monster.
It's not a toy. It's not good. There are other people.
Oh, it's such a good moment. That was like the moment, though, Luther. Can you just? Here, pass me the gun.
No. I will hold the gun and just do chick.
Yeah.
Okay,
kick ass.
As a point of order as well, Linus would have told you that the one of the last things that Lewis said to your dad was, yes, I am so close to power beyond your wildest imagination, Charles. You don't even have access to half of what you could.
We're correcting that.
No problem.
Maybe.
Do we have the other half?
Well, no, I'm thinking so maybe yes, or we each have the amount of power Dad had, and you put that together. So we have 1.5 times the amount of power Dad had as a collective because there's 3 of us.
Okay.
That's just simple math.
Sure.
I think, yeah.
I didn't go to college, so.
I know. I think what I think he meant is that like Dad wasn't utilizing all of the power that he had access to, or didn't realize that he was stronger than what he had. But obviously, we've got something.
That's true.
Yeah.
We can do very strange things. And
I'm pretty magical. Both literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab Luther. I'm gonna grab Luther by his face, and I'm like, by the end of this, you're gonna love yourself, and you're gonna be able to verbalize that. You understand me? You're gonna love yourself because you're hot. You're fucking hot. We're all hot.
I'm so tired
the whole
of
Grimm
you saying
family
that.
is hot.
I yell, and I just
as our sweet brothers stand
more.
near the emergency medical services tent that has been put put up to help people, telling each other they're just going to learn to love each other and that they're all very, very attractive people.
I hate this.
We're going to end it there. And I am going to give you the epilogue after as the very last thing we do. No, I'll give it now. And then we'll do the little bits and bobs at the end. So our view pushes through the Brothers Grimm as, oh my gosh, where are my notes here? Okay. The view pushes through the Brothers Grimm and back down the trail into the inferno, swirling amongst the flames and weaving between the fiery trees and the underbrush that has now been consumed in this section of the forest. We rush down the path previously taken by the brothers to escape to what seems to be the epicenter of the fire, where a small circle sits unburnt, untouched by the flames. We see a pair of large feet, elongated toes made of both plant and flesh, emanating a white hot heat from where bone or muscle would sit underneath. Our view shifts up to the creature's form and settles on its hand, which is curled again around another piece of paper. It's got a death grip on it, clutching it tightly between its fingers as we hear another unintelligible roar right from above our viewpoint. The sound is not fury. It is not rage, but now a hungering, baneful desperation. All previous calculations and plans thrown out the window as the quarry set for it by its master just won't seem to die. Some of the wooden finger ends break off and are instantly consumed by the heat of the surrounding flame. Pays it no mind, no pain felt by the flame. We zoom in closer to the piece of glossy paper in its hand, and despite its proximity to the hands of this creature, it does not burn. There is something protecting it from its own heat. A picture. What Austin saw amongst his dad's D&D notes. A terrifying creature, sitting atop a mount of rubble, its orange eyes burning a gaze back, despite this simply being a depiction of the entity. We see its full form extended with not 2 arms, but 4 that hang almost to where the knees of this creature would be. We catch glimpses of the words and numbers surrounding. And we see not 1, but 2 stat blocks on that page. The smaller reads Bracken, tiny creature, neutral evil. The Brack travels with 1d4 Bracken, small creatures affixed to the horns of the Brack that can be used for consumption to bolster health if consumed, 3d8. The Bracken may act on their own if separated from their master. AC 14, natural armor. Speed 40 feet, jump 20 feet. Attacks, needles. Ranged weapons, +4 to hit, range 60 feet, 3 targets. Hooves, melee attack, +4 to hit, range 20 feet with running jump, 1 target. Your eyes and our view shifts to the larger stat block. And I am going to have the 3 of you roll a group perception check for me.
I thought we were taking our headphones off. -1.
Okay. 25.
Okay.
19.
So Luther, you have a 25. Linus, you have a 19. Austin, you got a
0.
You got a 0. And earlier this week, while I was doing my planning, I asked our head mod Teeny to roll me a d20 from the viewer's perspective, and his roll will add to yours.
Oh dang,
Oh,
that's good. Teeny, you roll good, I hope.
So
Go,
I'm just doing some math
Go,
here.
Teeny.
Good.
Is it?
Okay.
Don't blame me.
With the assistance of our wonderful head mod Teeny, you just made the full DC.
Oh, fuck.
So this is what information you will glean before you go into the next battle. For certain DC checks, you're able to ask me a certain number of questions. Failure would have been just one question. Partial success, 3 questions. And because you fully succeeded with the help of our wonderful audience, you are able to ask me 5 questions about the creature that you will fight, potentially, next session. I have its stat block. I'm going to pull up its stat block right now.
Can we deliberate, or do we have to just like ask questions?
You don't have to just, you can deliberate.
Okay, I think resistances is a good thing to ask.
That was my first thought. Yeah.
I think resistance is like the first thing we find out.
I like that. Yeah.
I will say this cements me as a cool DM forever and ever.
Yeah.
Coolest DM.
the coolest, hands down.
Thank you so much.
What is this creature's resistances?
Okay, let me find the stat block here.
What is this creature's
wait.
quest?
Oh, wait, I got a better question. I'm going to deliberate on this. What if we ask, is there a button or like a point that we can touch that just turns it off? Just turns it off. How do we turn it off?
Bad question.
No, what are its resistances? That's our first.
What is its flight
question.
speed?
Is that one of your questions?
No, absolutely not.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you sure she's
I want all 5 of our questions to be: does it have a swim speed? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure?
Okay. So your first question.
What is its resistances?
Okay. Its resistances are cold and lightning.
Cold and lightning. It's resistant to those.
Okay.
Okay, we have
4
not
questions.
fire.
I feel like it's probably immune to fire.
Here's the thing.
Immunities.
We can extrapolate that it's immune to fire.
Yeah.
Do we want to ask immunities, or do we want to ask if it has any vulnerabilities? Chances are it might not have any vulnerabilities, but if it does have a vulnerability, we can fucking tap into that.
I'll go with vulnerabilities.
So one of the questions that I do want to ask is I want to ask about legendary actions, but
that's
like what
true.
they are if it has them.
Like, well, I mean, I don't necessarily want to spoil the whole thing for him.
Yeah, for sure.
But like, if it has
That's
legendary
a cool player
actions,
move right there.
Yeah, I think if it has, do you think we can like does it have legendary? Here's the thing. No, this is the question we asked. Does it have legendary resistances? Because I think we can, if it has legendary resistances, we can assume that it also has legendary actions. It's almost like getting 2 questions for one, but we run the risk of getting 0 questions for one, because if the answer is no, then we're still.
I like the risk.
I love this.
I like risk.
We want to take the risk.
Yeah, let's risk it for the biscuit.
Okay. Does it have any legendary resistances? Or does it have legendary resistances? The 3.
It does.
Cool. So we can assume that it has legendary actions.
Okay.
Vulnerabilities or.
I feel like it doesn't have any.
Here's the thing,
because it's
a no, that's
to cold and probably immune to fire. So the only thing we have is necrotic. Is
radiant. If we find out that it's vulnerable to radiant damage, that is us teeing up for an absolute grand slam. Like,
yeah, which we'll get anyway.
True.
Yeah, we're gonna
be using that damage anything.
Yeah, that's a gimme because I don't have other kinds.
Yeah. We know that it has 1 immunity, but
what's its resistance to gun?
I want to know if it does have a flight speed, you guys. I'm terrified.
I mean, that's worthwhile knowing because, flying things are bad.
Laden or unladen?
PR Multiverse says, does it have a swimming speed? Are you sure? Really? Wait, can we have our questions back? Why not?
Okay, so should we...
Flight speed?
Oh, wait.
What are its types of movement?
What if there are lair actions?
Cody!
That's a good one, Cody. Okay, you want to do that one? Yeah. What are its types?
What are its types of movement? Cody with the fucking umbrella question.
This is some lateral thinking. I love it.
That's good shit. That's good shit.
And by me doing this as a DM, it means I get to unleash this full monster on you, which is so exciting.
So
We're
terrifying.
Level 16. We could probably do it.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll see.
What are its types of movement?
Yeah.
It has a base movement speed. It has a fly speed. And it also has a burrowing speed.
Oh Jesus.
No, fuck.
I'm almost sad I know that now.
It's got a burrowing speed.
Okay. I have a question that might be, what is its lowest saving throw? Maybe.
I feel like that's rude to ask. But
that is pretty rude to ask.
This thing is gonna beat the shit out of us.
Yeah, I'm scared of this thing.
It's got to be charisma, right?
See, that's the thing is, like, there's been times that Tim has thrown an enemy at us, and I'm like, surely this guy is dumb as shit. And Tim's like, nah, he books. He books daily. Like, you're like, fuck.
Well, hold on. We've maybe railroaded the questions. Pawn, do you want to take the last two?
No.
Or at least the next one.
I'm mad curious about like if there are going to be lair actions involved.
I think knowing about lair actions is good.
Yeah, I like that.
So are there
wait. The question is, because if we say are there lair actions, that's a yes or no question. If we ask what are the lair actions, what are the lair actions? The answer is
I want to find out later.
Okay,
I'm just saying. Special surprise.
Yeah, I want to find out what the lair action is.
Look, Adam. I have been on the other side of the screen when somebody ruins a big beefy monster that you worked super hard on, and I just want to know if lair actions exist.
I don't think we're ruining this big beefy monster. I think M is putting a very big beefy monster and being like, I'm going to let you be afraid of this for a month. I think that's part of the game, is like the mental warfare of a month of
as
knowing
someone
what
said
we're
in
facing.
chat very earlier, I do horror very, very well.
All right,
That's true.
I'm gonna take some lead with my question, and I'll let you answer it how you want. Lair actions?
The cheeky in me goes, yes. Maybe if it's in its lair. But
I am assuming that we're fighting this thing.
The full answer is there are no lair actions for this creature.
Yeah, good to know.
What about its lair?
We have one.
We got one more question.
This creature doesn't have any lair actions, but its lair does. We have one
I didn't
more
specifically ask about the creature. I just said lair actions.
What do we do for the last one? Do we take a risk and see if it has a vulnerability, or do we?
Oh, right, that was on the table.
Could we ask about like saving throw proficiencies?
Can it be trapped?
This stat block that I am looking at right now is just so pretty. It's such a nice one.
Is it?
There's so many things that I want to tell you, but I'm not going to. But
what if the question is, what's its greatest weakness? Because that is either a saving throw or it's a vulnerability. We kind of cover our bases there.
That's
or it's like donuts because it loves sweets or something.
Right.
Just can't
even resist.
Yeah.
What are its greatest weakness? What is its greatest weakness? This is subjective, so M, I think, kind of gets to play around with this, but
yeah,
because I think if it has vulnerabilities, that's a pretty obvious answer. But like if it doesn't, then it's like worst saving throw is probably the answer.
Again, the cheeky DM in me says it has an inferiority complex. I don't know.
A nice smile and listening.
Yes.
PR multiverse. That would have been a good question. What senses does it have?
Also, I will say, because chat's participation in the role helped you, I will let chat ask 2 questions because I'm a cool DM. Chat questions. Okay, what is its greatest weakness?
Its burrow speed is normal.
I will say that 2 things. 1, It can regain health, but it is costly for it to do so.
Okay.
Secondly, it knows that its death leaves a wake of destruction unlike any it could perform in life.
And thirdly, it really can't pull off the color salmon.
No,
it really
cannot
can't do
pull
it.
off yellow.
Yeah, earth tones only.
Okay,
That
chat.
doesn't sound like a weakness. That sounds like a weakness for us. Shit.
Okay, chat. You can a PR multiverses question is great. Chat, would you like that to be one of the questions that you ask? What senses does it have? Because I would be happy to give that answer.
I don't think I understand. What's a PR multi? What is that?
Oh,
What
it's the person, the handle, the person's handle. PR.
Oh, okay.
Is it a Tarrasque?
Well, we've got some agreement with PR. Okay, so thank you, chat, for your first question. I'm taking it in. What senses does it have? It has dark vision. Also true sight to 120 feet.
Okay.
And its passive perception is 20.
Fuck.
Cool. We have the same passive perception. That's nice.
Oh boy. Mine's 9. So
Oh no.
And I
Thanks,
will allow
20.
chat one more question. And I'll answer this one as a freebie. No, DJ Hollaback, it is not Tarrasque. That would be fun if it was.
Thanks
I
for
just
asking.
really.
okay. Once I see a new question in the thing, I'm gonna put up a poll
Anyone?
because that's how.
Any other questions that chat is wanting to know? Teeny, you got any questions? since
Teeny, you rolled the
helped?
dice.
You rolled the dice.
Yeah, Teeny. Ask a good
Teeny,
question.
Teeny. Ask the best question you can
You
come
got
up
this,
with.
Teeny.
Ask if we don't have to fight it next episode.
Yeah. Ask if we can just skip.
Yeah,
Is there
ask
a
if we
way
can just have
to,
our dad
like-
back.
Ask if we can
Is
just
there a
get
way to
Froyo
persuade
instead.
through it?
Ooh, can we get our dad back and then get Froyo?
Yeah, can we just go get Froyo with our dad?
I really want to show you a picture. You know what? Tell you what. If folks would
Is
like,
it a where
if
to
folks are
ask?
in our, if folks are in our Discord after session tonight, I will post a picture of what
Hell yeah.
it looks like
I love
under
this.
our Brothers Grimm section. Any other questions? Because if not, we will only do one question, or maybe I'll let our brothers.
So if you want to see
because
that
I'm a cool
Bracken,
DM.
get Kraken and join the Discord.
Yeah. Oh, so many
Hey.
blips. I'm hearing blips. This is great. Oh,
Ooh, good
that's a
one.
good question, Shadow Tiger. Does it have a multi-tack? That's the other great question. You got to see. Both get to decide.
Here we go. I probably should redo the poll. Wait, how do I?
I would say Teeny's question will give you more information than Shadow Tiger's will.
Okay. Wait.
Very exciting. Very exciting.
Which question? Aura,
Or multi-attack.
multi-attack.
Does it have an aura?
The question is, does it have an aura?
All right.
Or
No. It
Vote on
must,
which
right?
question. Vote on which question.
Must have a nasty flame aura.
Vote on which question you want to see be the one asked.
Can you
For
roast
arms and
marshmallows
no.
by standing next to it?
It would it accept little kisses and
Would
just
it
go
accept
away. If we gave it little
kisses?
kisses, mwah.
does it like long walks on the beach? Its stride is very long, so I guess that depends
Yeah.
on what constitutes
Does
a
it
long.
like,
like
forehead kisses.
pina coladas? We're gonna assume that the
No.
rain, dancing in the rain.
Is it hot like our dad?
Hot in a
God damn
different way. Hot in a different way.
You
It's hot
find
like
so many
Linus
ways
was
to
in that
do it.
fire.
I'm
Mhm.
sure it was
I
attractive
will
at one
always bring
point.
it back to hot like our dad.
Don't have to.
Make your
You don't
voices
have
heard.
to. What
Make
kind
your
of
voices
saving
heard.
throw can it impose?
Oh.
That's another good one, PR Multiverse.
Multi-attack is pretty valuable knowledge.
Okay, it looks like multi-attack is the winner. Does
Okay.
it have a multi-attack?
It does. It makes 3 attacks. 1 with its gore, 1 with its stomp, and 1 with its thorns.
Thorns.
Not though. You ever consider that? That's my last question. Did you ever think of
And
that?
I will say it has 3 legendary actions per round.
Yikes.
It is gonna hurt.
Toasty. I have one last question for you, DM, and it doesn't involve the stat block at all.
Okay.
Are we gonna get any healing before we fight this?
I guess that depends on our next session.
We have to. I'll die.
I will die.
You have a
I have
question,
63
yes.
hit points. There's no. I'm gonna get gored.
Do we level up?
You're fucking right. You
I'm choosing the spell Blade of Disaster.
I have 46 hit points, y'all. I will die.
Yeah, I'm pretty mushed up as well.
Yeah, we're all that
fire got you pretty mushy, huh?
That did more than any monster we fought.
Fire is scary.
Forest fires are terrible. Yeah. As an Australian, I can tell you that.
Thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight and for watching my wonderful players agonize over what I'm going to throw at them next session.
I'm terrified.
Thank you to my beautiful, wonderful brothers. I love you all very much. Next month, on the second Wednesday, is our series finale of this wonderful little campaign. We do this campaign once a month. So that is the series finale on the second Wednesday of the month. For those of you who are new in chat, welcome in. On our third Wednesdays of the month, we do a wonderful show called The Weird West, which is GM'd by me as well, featuring Cody and Adam, as well as our friends Becca and Eric, and our DM from our main campaign, Tim and Sean as well.
Doesn't feature Cody, just...
Oh, I'm sorry. It doesn't feature Cody. I'm so sorry. It's it's been a long day. It's Tim in there. Tim and Sean.
Cody can be in that one.
Just
but push more and more players into that.
more and more. And then and next month is also the series finale for that one. And then every Saturday is our main campaign, which is also epic level heroes, level 16, on a very, very long adventure. So please come hang out with us. Please drop a follow if that is something that you would like to do.
You might be wondering, if you're like, well, if Weird West and Brothers Grimm are coming to an end, what are we going to do on Wednesdays? Like, our Wednesdays are so wide open. But following that will be the
Rage Saga.
The Rage Saga. And another as to be decided.
Well, I'm happy to drop a little teaser of what I'm hoping that it is going to be.
Okay.
So there is I am a GM who likes really high level characters. I really, really like tier 4 adventures. So I am hoping to be able to run. I know Adam's going to be GMing the Rage Saga, which is myself and Cody and Sean as 3 Minotaur barbarians.
I am in that one.
Just trying
that
to
one is Cody.
Cody is in that one. But
they're just trying to get a job
campaign done. It will be my own version of the Uncaged Goddesses campaign, which is a tier 4 adventure that I would love to also stream our session 0 of it too, to get the sense of our players and have a bunch of wonderful people at the table for that one. So just a little bit of spoilers for that one.
Our Wednesdays will continue having content. We're going to do kind of limited run campaigns.
Yes. We also have a wonderful show on the last Wednesday of every month called DM Roulette. Which is where we get 6 DMs together and we play, and everyone plays the DM and everyone plays the character. We all rotate through. It's very fun. There is no DM Roulette this month because of something very special that I'm announcing on Saturday that we are doing the following Wednesday. We all agreed to it. You just might not remember. Adam.
Do I know about this somewhere in my brain?
You're helping me with it, so you agreed to that.
No, it's like, listen, I agree to things and then I forget immediately, and that's fine. That's just how my brain works. I will once we've done this.
It's all the vape and then forest fire smoke.
Yeah,
exactly. Absolutely. It's all the smoke inhalation.
I forget how we say goodbye on this show. We just say good night, don't we?
We say
hug your brother?
when acknowledge your own hotness, because everyone's hot. Everyone's so hot, and just live in that. Accept that. You're hot. I'm hot. We're hot. Your dad's hot. My dad's hot. Everyone's hot. Everyone's hot.
You'd stop.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Love you. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.